Good morning, I'm Isaiah Jacob. Yesterday, Ohio State rolled Indiana 91-78. Bruce Thornton scored 25 points and became the all-time scoring leader at Ohio State on this play.
47-33, Ohio State with 45 seconds left in the half. Thornton, three, left point, nails it. Bruce Thornton. Now the all-time leading scorer in Ohio State history with a three-pointer from the left point. Bruce Thornton. 50-33, Ohio State with a lead.
The Buckeyes will be back in action this week in the Big Ten tournament. The Blue Jackets dropped a heartbreaker last night in overtime against the Utah Mammoth 5-4. The CBJ play the Kings tomorrow at 4 p.m. Ohio State women's hoops lost to the 2-seed UCLA in the Big Ten tournament yesterday 72-62. And the Columbus Crew back in action tied with Chicago last night 0-0. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Live and local, it's time for Fan Sports Sunday. If the weekend is a big desert for sports talk, think of this show as an oasis.
Yes, here we go.
Come drink from our pool of hot takes as you quench your thirst with. I thought I was going somewhere, but I'm not. So let's just start the show.
Hello, born in 1999 here. I have no idea how people function without cell phones because I find out at 11 p.m. last night that we're changing the clocks. And if I didn't see that, and if it weren't this era, because thankfully the Apple overlords kind of changed the phone clocks for us, so I got that to operate with. But if this were a universe that predated me, I would not be here with the show rolling right now because I would still think that is 10 o'clock. But one way or another, Dylan Gonzalez, Isaiah Jacob, hello, I'm Cole Bartimas, and I'm here.
Yeah, my girlfriend told me that we were changing the clocks yesterday at some point, and I was like, that's useless information to me. The clocks just automatically changed. Well, now you have to go change your microwave clock.
I did.
And stuff like that.
I changed, the universe changed my sleep schedule for a day.
Right.
But on the heels of a big Bruce Thornton celebration, Ohio State with a 91-78 victory, we are here. I'll be honest with you. And I don't think I'm going to be judged by you. I may be judged by the masses listening. I had the opportunity to go, and I assessed the situation. I said, it's raining. I was looking for a reason not to go. So I didn't.
Yeah.
Could have gone. Press row was going to be packed.
Yes. I was worried about that, too.
And I had friends there. They said the building was a sellout. I could tell. I was watching the game on TV. I was following along. I was following closely. It was raining outside. We got this going on. We got the Blue Jackets had a home game last night. The Crew were playing. We got the Arnold going on. Traffic was probably bad. I'm like, you know what? I'm looking for a reason to just stay inside today. I think I'm going to take it. So I did not go, but I still followed along very closely. We got the Bruce Thornton, the three-pointer to get him the record. And then Gus Johnson said on the broadcast that they were going to have the little celebration. They were going to stop the game for it because I guess it was so close to halftime.
Yeah.
They thought, let's just let this final minute roll out.
Well, I think what they were probably going to do was wait till the next stoppage, and then the next stoppage happened to be halftime. Which I think, it sucks because you didn't get to see anything on TV. But when it comes to the flow of the game and it looked like they celebrated it a little bit at halftime where they had Dennis Hopson come out and give Bruce the ball or whatever.
Yeah, and Bruce, you saw him book it to the locker room at halftime. So I guess he had to come back out, and they had Dennis. They literally had the charade, and this was a little bit corny, but whatever. I think Jake Diebler handed Dennis Hopson the ball, so then Dennis Hopson could literally pass the baton to Bruce Thornton, and so they had some nice picture moments. I don't even know if Bruce Thornton tried to do this. Because I was looking at it, I'm like, I don't even think he realized that he had the Ohio State logo perfectly centered on the ball. So it was a great photo op.
Right.
So great job. Bruce Thornton got it. Yeah, I somewhat slandered the record earlier this week. I said that it felt a little bit mid-majory because in this day and age, the best players don't last 4 years. But a great ceremony. The best part of it is that it all happened in the middle of a big team moment because and I'll give Ohio State a lot of credit for this too, because that was clearly Bruce Thornton Day. The entire game was centered around him setting the all-time scoring record at Ohio State. And I know that Bruce Thornton was downplaying it the entire way through, and he's a team guy and he's a pretty soft-spoken dude. And so that's easy to say when you're on camera and into a microphone. But and I'll give his teammates credit for this as well. like despite all the bobbleheads and the record and all the hoopla around it, like that was a game that I don't know if you needed to have, but it sure would have been nice to win it. And you controlled it for basically the final 3/4 of that game. The first 10 minutes, you were kind of get a feel for it. You'd go on a run, they'd go on a run, you go on a run. But the Buckeyes closed that out with a 91-78 victory. And contrary to everything that we were saying last week, and this was us. We were basically the pregame show for Purdue. We were the pregame show for Reimer and Beamer, who were the pregame show for Ohio State and Purdue.
Right.
Obviously, knowing what we know now, how Ohio State responded to that loss to Iowa, that terrible loss to Iowa, they come out with 3 very strong performances, very convincing performances, and you are now seeing them either as a comfortable last 4 in, or in a lot of spots, depending on where you're looking for your bracketology, they're not even on the bubble anymore. And not in an insulting way, but in a complimentary way.
You see, I've been arguing with like the past 2 months over must-win games with this team. Yesterday was a must-win in the sense of if you didn't want to feel any nerves going into conference tournament week. So I feel like they're safely in. They're going to get that first 2 buys in the Big Ten tournament, I believe. So they'll play like an Iowa type, Indiana type team. I haven't looked at the conference championship bracket, if we're being honest, and I'm sure there's games today that affect that, so it's not set in stone.
As of right now, just to follow up on that, I got 4, 5, 6, 7. I got the Buckeyes at 8th.
Yes.
So the first 4 teams, they are like the top echelon of the bye. Then 5 through 8. And so you would assume that the 9 seed, who is currently the Iowa Hawkeyes, that Iowa would probably be playing a terrible team.
Yes.
And then they would play you. Now, here's the drawback of that, though. And this is not anti-Buckeye, whatever. I have this universally. And I've seen gamblers, who knows how gamblers, because you see gamblers like giving out leans on Twitter and stuff, and you're like, okay, whatever, dude. But I've seen people say before that, like, who have actually, like, bet on this stuff, like, hey, like, if you're betting on conference tournaments in college basketball, go with the team that played yesterday against the team that didn't play yesterday.
Right.
So, in a sense, I actually think it would have benefited Ohio State to be the 9 seed, because I think that they would have played somebody who was not up to their caliber, and then they would have been able, it's the whole like rest versus rust thing.
Right.
And so I think actually getting the 9 seed is beneficial to them, but regardless, the 8 seed is a solid place to be.
Well, I don't want to get too inside radio, but I think you just wanted them to get the 9 seed so you could have an extra day off from your Monday through Friday show. I think that's where you're at. I don't think.
No.
What day would that have been?
But also,
Tuesday? Wednesday?
So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we were trying to go for the triple bye.
Yeah.
And when I say triple bye, I mean for our show.
Yes.
So the 9 seed, they play, what would it be, like the 12 or something, or like the 13?
Yeah, the winner of like,
again, some team that has no business being there.
Oregon, Maryland, Penn State, one of those teams. Yes.
On a neutral site, so where they don't count as a quad 1 win.
Right.
So the 9 seed is going to play the noon game against a terrible team. The 9 seed, now probably being Iowa, is going to blow out a terrible team at noon. If it was Ohio,
on what day? Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday.
Okay.
And then that would set up an 8-9 matchup on Thursday.
Yes.
That's a winnable matchup. Those are probably going to be 2 teams that are probably similar in talent. If Ohio State would have won that one, that means we got a 1 versus 8 matchup the next day. That's on Friday. So I'm rooting for the Rothman and Ice triple bye. We're not going to get it, but I can still get a double bye if Ohio State wins on Thursday.
If my good friend Tyvis Powell was sitting in this chair, he would say, "Why do you hate your job?"
I don't hate my job. I love my job. Dude, this is a very, very, very comfortable work environment. And I don't take that lightly. And this is like, aside from just like being able to come on the radio and talk sports and have fun and crack jokes, which is all I want to do. I just want to make people laugh. But aside from that, like, this is a very comfortable work environment. So I don't want to take advantage of that. But if it came down to, driving into work, and not that we do the hardest thing ever.
Right.
The alternative is staying home and lounging around. Now, I can't do that for too many days in a row. So maybe the triple bye would have been a bad idea.
Right.
Because I've been unemployed for basically 2 weeks of my life. There was like a 1 month buffer between me
as an adult.
As an adult, yeah.
No child labor laws were broken in Cole's life.
Correct. So there was a 1-month buffer in between me doing St. Louis radio and me doing radio here. So I was unemployed. Basically for 2 weeks. But then once I knew that I was coming here, it still took 2 weeks to move here, get here, and actually start working here. So we'll call it 2 weeks of unemployment. I was unemployed for 2 weeks. By day 3, I was bored as hell. I couldn't play that NCAA or that EA College Football 25 anymore. I played it for basically 3 days straight, and then I was done. So maybe having 3 days of work off into a weekend, maybe I won't know what to do with myself. So this might actually be the better spot here. So Buckeyes being the 8th seed might be the best case scenario. So, now, I need them to win.
Right, you need them to win on Thursday so you can have off Friday. And you know what? Me and you went to the opening game of the season against the artist formerly known as Ooey Pooey, IU Indiana, or IU Indy, whatever they're called now. They're Ooey Pooey to me.
Not where I went, but it is IU Indy now.
So you're a Greyhound.
I'm a Greyhound.
There you go.
Ooey Pooey is how I will refer to them until I die. I thought a couple of things needed to happen for this team to make a run around this time of year. Evan Mobley needed to be the best offensive player on this team and not Bruce Thornton. I feel like ever since he's come back from injury, he's solidified that.
You're kind of getting that.
And Amari Bynum needed to be a more well-rounded player and probably get your team double-digit points. I'm not saying he's going to do this all the time, but yesterday I believe he had 18 points. So to me, this team is doing the things that they needed to do in order to be a solidified tournament team, and that's what they are right now. So let's see. It's great to be in this spot where all the Big Ten tournament to them is improving their seeding for the big dance, and that's a good spot to be in right now.
Well, as it looks right now, they're going to make it there, and I would be shocked if they didn't. And so that's going to be a nice little trip to whichever. I mean, there are a million cities that they could possibly send them to.
Right.
But wherever they're going, that's going to snap the cold streak. So Jake Dielba's got the boys rolling right now, heading into the Big Ten tournament. We'll talk about that a little bit more. And Urban Meyer, I've never said this in my life, and I may never say it again. So listen to me clearly when I say it the one time I'm ever going to say it. Urban Meyer, I actually got your back on this one. Stick around. We'll talk about that next. Fan Sports Sunday.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Right now, save big on USDA Choice Bone and Ribeye Steaks. They're only $9.99 a pound in the value pack with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-7098. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098.
Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Get ECO.
Hey, Aaron, what are those?
Those are what are known as toilets, Jerry.
Ha ha ha. I know they're toilets, but why are they sitting back to back like bookends?
Congratulations, Jerry. You said the magic word.
Get ECO.
Bookends? Bookends is the magic word?
Take a seat, Jerry.
I choose this one.
A good choice. That is the world's most luxurious toilet.
Really? How much is it?
$6,500, including installation.
What? For $6,500, this thing would have to iron my shirts, shine my shoes, and sing happy birthday to me.
Get ECO.
It does way more than that, Jerry.
I'm switching to the other one. How much is this one?
$650, including installation.
Wow, that's a great deal. What does it do?
It does exactly what you would expect, Jerry.
Huh. From $650 to $6,500. Eco has a toilet for everyone.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and you can always trust our HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week. But not OJ, because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
Hey, Columbus, big news. For a limited time, get Uber One free for a full year so you could save on food and rides. That's a $96 value on us. Just use code Columbus. Get 1 year of $0 delivery fees, 10% off eligible food and grocery orders, and up to 6% Uber One credits on rides. Sign up for this limited time offer today using code Columbus and save big with Uber One. Offer valid through 3/31/26. Savings and $0 delivery fee on eligible orders and rides only. Fees and terms apply. See app for details.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are looking at sunnier skies as we head into this afternoon with high temperatures right around 60 here for today. And then for tomorrow, we'll see more sunshine and warmer temperatures back up to near 70 here for your Monday. And we'll keep 70s in the forecast here for Tuesday and Wednesday. However, we are tracking a good chance for showers and thunderstorms arriving for Tuesday night into Wednesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Tinny.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan. We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
I'm so glad that you mentioned Amari Bynum at the end of that last segment, too, because, well, first of all, he had a great game yesterday. Second of all, one of my buddies is like, you know, I could kind of see Amari Bynum playing himself into the first round of the draft, and I'm like, okay, you're getting carried away.
Like this year?
This year. Not this year.
Okay.
He's got some work to do. He's a pretty inconsistent player. Now, we know how the NBA drafts. The NBA drafts, like, essentially based on athleticism. Your stats mean almost nothing. In fact, we've seen bench players get drafted in the lottery before. So the NBA, they have a type. Like, they'll take whatever skill set you bring to the table. I got to get out of this YouTube because I'm just, like, looking at myself on my computer. It's distracting me. I got to change the tab. But the NBA just drafts based off of what you bring to the table, and then they'll fit you into their scheme, and they'll find the role for you, and so on and so forth. And Amari Bynum brings so much to the table athletically. And and a great game yesterday. I'm glad you brought that up because he's someone who I've been looking to be a little bit more consistent. Yesterday showed that.
I don't want to go too off on a tangent about this.
Go as far as you want. I don't care. We got 3 hours, bro. I mean, honestly.
Think about, in the Holtman era specifically, how many players left early that, like, questionably left early, that if they would have came back for another year, Like it would have like.
Does anybody stand out?
Like.
Bryce
Malachi
Sensabaugh
Branham.
Malachi Branham.
LaQuinton Ross. Like, there's so many players that is like,
if they transfer,
if they would have came back for their senior seasons at Ohio State, like I feel like the Holtman era would be looked at in a totally different light. And you just bringing that up about Bynum potentially coming out early, just sparked that for me. I don't think that he is, but I bring that up in the. I think he's going to be a really big contributor on this team next year. So if yours friends, what I think is a wild theory, let's say Amari Bynum has a crazy March, and all of a sudden mocks start coming out that he's like a borderline lottery pick and ends up coming out. I feel like that's like par for the course for this program, where it's like they have players that are like good.
Right.
Good, not great college players. And it's like, man, next year they're going to be that great college player. And then they end up declaring for the NBA draft.
Right. Okay. So my buddy was getting carried away. He was just getting lost in the moment there. Right. He's getting carried away. But Amari Bynum, out of anybody on hold on. 3, 2, 1. Amari Bynum, out of anybody on this roster, profiles best for the NBA. Obviously, Junior Mobley's got the shot.
Yes.
The problem is he has to look up to talk to me.
Yes.
That's not very good.
He's got to guard people in the NBA.
That too. Bruce Thornton, same thing, has to look up to talk to me. That's not very good. Amari Bynum is a freak of nature athletically. The problem is that he just isn't consistent. He hasn't been consistently.
Well, he's a true freshman.
I know, which is why.
So like,
I'm talking to my friend now in my head as I'm like literally in the studio with you and in the studio with Zeke, and in my mind I'm just talking to my buddy right now. I'm just like, but it's there.
Yeah,
and so
we're at the
maybe
end of
after next year.
Yeah. We're at the end of his true freshman season, so it's like in my mind in college sports, once you get to the end of a season, there are no more freshmen. Now is the time for him to go. He showed what he could do against decent competition yesterday. And I was looking big picture with this team. I was looking at Joe Lunardi's bracketology.
What was he saying?
I don't know about you guys, because I think you guys are pretty big into college basketball, but not like nerd Jacob Reimer level or like evil bald Colin level.
No, I'm not those two.
I guess Joe Lunardi sucks in the field of like if you compare him to other bracketologists, he's just the most popular one. But he's always who I default look up because it's the first one that comes up on a Google search. He has Ohio State as a 9 seed in the South region going up against Miami, but the Florida one. I feel like he's trolling. I feel like he trolled right there because I saw 8-9 Ohio State Miami, got super excited, and I was like, nah, that's not.
Miami's getting an 8?
He has Miami of Ohio as an 11 seed out in the West, or in Portland. Yeah, the West region.
Look, I don't care what conference you're in. If you run, you have to have some sort of immunity, like we're playing Survivor or something like that. If you run the table in your conference, I think you should be granted immunity. And like that's got to mean something, even if you don't win your conference, even if you are in a mid-major.
Here's what I've decided about Miami of Ohio, and I just decided this yesterday. I was going back and forth a lot. Yes, they deserve to get in. That win that they had on Friday against
I watched it.
Ohio. I'm not sure how much our listeners has been keeping track of them. The only reason I've been really keeping track of them is because I have to do updates in the morning, so I have to know what happened in their games. That is not the first, anywhere near the first close call they had in the MAC, who is perceived as a crappy conference.
I know, but they've survived all their scares.
Yes, let them in. I want them in. But like in this case, with Joe Lunardi's bracket I'm looking at, he has them going up against Kentucky as a 6 seed. I would guess that they would get boat raced in the first round.
Okay, yes. But here's the thing.
That's all.
Let
them in, though.
Yes. But here's the thing about it, though. We're talking about a field of 68.
Right.
Okay, like that's got to count for something. If this were, I remember years ago, the first 4-team college football playoff. This would have been so Ohio State won the championship this year. Would have been 14 going into 15. This would have been the Florida State team that was the reigning champ. So Jameis Winston comes back. No,
yes.
I'm dogging Florida State, and I'm gonna get in trouble for that. But this would have been the year where Florida State launched like 7 comebacks, and then went and lost by I think 39.
To Oregon.
Yeah, to Oregon. And so at that point in time, I was like, okay, like they're undefeated, like they're in a power conference, so like let them in, but like this is ridiculous. But that's 4 versus 68.
Right.
So if you're in a field of 68 And the alternative would be taking the 10th best team from Power Conference X. Like, we don't need that.
Like Auburn with their losing record in conference, for example.
Yeah.
I'd rather see Miami as well.
Those two are only being compared for the sake of
Bruce Pearl.
Bruce Pearl. And now his son, I saw that he had the post-game press conference where, and look, man, it's just a job. Like, you're trying to fight for your team to get in, but is it Stephen Pearl's the son's name? So Stephen Pearl's the head, and I don't have the audio for you, and it's not even worth the minute and 20 or whatever it was. But here's the gist. They're barely above 500, and he's in the post-game press conference. Maybe he was asked to do so, and I want to be fair about that. As much as I'm not necessarily I think like a fan. So I don't come up here and I don't say things that coaches and players would like to listen to. I say stuff that fans would like to listen to. But I also don't want to put players and coaches in a lose-lose scenario where they go up and they say something interesting at a press conference and then I beat them over the head for it. And then if they say something that isn't interesting, I call them uninteresting. Right. So maybe he was asked the question, hey, coach, if you could talk to the committee right now, what would you have to say about it? So I don't want to be unfair about that.
Yeah.
But he did go up there with basically a barely above 500 record and try to plead his case as to why Auburn should be in there.
Well, this is why I don't understand how the tournament field works, because right now Auburn is the last team in the tournament. They would be playing in Dayton in the first four if the tournament started today. But as we know, it doesn't, and conference tournament week is crazy. So all the seeding talk is for naught until a week from now.
I guess. But you're right. Miami's going to get in there. And by the way, I actually enjoyed, and for those who didn't see, overtime game, Miami in Athens. And we got a ton of OU grads and Miami grads in the metro area who I don't doubt were listening to or paying attention to that game. Or if they were out in an establishment, they were watching on the TV with their buddies or something like that. Miami has a bunch of Caucasian dudes with very punchable faces and floppy hair. Yet and still, despite that, I kind of liked them sticking it to the OU student section because and credit to I think OU, I don't know if they were like on spring break or something, but people were like making a big deal about like, man, look at this. And it was a packed crowd. I think it was senior day, like huge deal. It was a viper pit in there. That student section was just dogging those Miami players all game long. They get that win, close win, escaped. As you said, they've had many close calls this year. But those dudes kind of giving it to the student section at the end of that game. I mean, come on, man. You know that student section was saying some just unruly stuff to them all game long.
Right.
They deserve that.
I'm in the camp when it comes to all sports that in the end, they're playing a kid's game. So I hate this. I refuse to take any. I
hate that line more than anything. I hate that.
I just refuse to take anything in sports that seriously.
No, you can't pull the kids game line when these guys spend like 8 hours a day year round working at it and just it's a kids game. Like this is their. I also hate the line. This is their job. So now I gotta find the middle ground because I'm about to put myself in a position where I'm going to lose every argument against myself. But they put in way too much time to just pass this off as, this is a kid's game.
Yeah, but I guess when it comes to
hate that line.
The fun of it, the trash talk and all that, it's like, I don't need be a professional, be the bigger person. It's like when you're playing on the playground back in the day or you're playing at the rec or the YMCA, you're talking trash, you're having fun, you're playing a game. And in the end,
not like that, you're not talking trash. Now when it's you versus 8,000, that's a little bit different. I'll give my one and only defensive Urban Meyer next. Stick around, 97.1.
Remember what sunshine feels like? Windows open, birds chirping, everything looking fresh and new. Spring is closer than you think, and so are those home projects on your to-do list. Maybe winter left its mark. A small leak that's getting bigger, shingles that didn't survive the snowstorms, or siding that's clearly seen better days. Whatever your home is facing, our team of professionals at Newman Roofing are here to help. For more than 34 years, Newman Roofing has been helping homeowners protect what matters most. From your first phone call, you'll notice the difference. Passionate and committed people who care about doing the job right. And with over 1,000 five-star Google reviews, you don't have to take our word for it. If your roof, siding, or gutters need attention, call the family company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Don't just get a new roof this spring. Get a Newman roof.
Mortgage rates have dropped, and the best news is they're expected to go down even more. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. If you've been thinking about buying a new home, now is the time. And with Third Federal's Buy Now, Refi Later program, you don't have to wait for rates to drop again. You get the guaranteed lowest rate now, and if rates drop later, even after you close, you can refinance to a lower rate for free. That's right, for free. And now with Third Federal's early rate lock, you can lock in the guaranteed lowest rate even before you find a house. So you'll always have the best rate. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today and lock in the guaranteed lowest rate.
Right now at Third Federal, lock in 5.79% APR 5.82% on a 30-year fixed rate purchase mortgage and refinance later if rates go down for free. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for buy now, refi later. Lowest rate guarantee and early rate lock at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Well, I ran out of time on taking that sip of water, so I got to wait 10 more minutes. All right, so what's his name? Urban Meyer. He attended what was it? What did they brand this thing as? The College Sports Roundtable.
Yes.
In D.C.
Riveting stuff.
So Donald Trump hosted it. The star-studded cast featured Urban Meyer, Nick Saban, Mac Brown, and for whatever reason, Tiger Woods. I have no idea.
He played a college sport.
He was a college athlete. He's about to have a son who's going to be a college athlete. He committed to FSU.
Did he?
Charlotte, yeah. So, Dad went to Stanford.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Why? I have no idea why. I don't understand. Because wasn't Tiger a phenom, well before? Coco, now I'm comparing golf and tennis and just assuming that all country club sports are the same. But, Coco was on the tour at 15, beating Venus Williams in Wimbledon. So, I don't know. But I'm
he
sure
should have not played college golf?
Well, I don't know. Because I don't know what age Tiger Woods was when he started winning majors, but you don't need to, there's no way he spent 4 years there and got a degree.
Well, this says he turned pro at 20.
Okay, so a couple of years. And so Charlie's probably going to do the same thing. So he'll be in Tallahassee shortly. But anyway, enough of Tiger Woods. I don't even know what he had to say about this matter. But so it's called the College Sports Roundtable, but there's obviously a strong lean towards football.
Yes.
As you will hear Urban Meyer as he is explaining why the collective should be taken out of this. So clearly, when you have the influence of 3 former college football coaches, all of which who I believe won a national championship. Mac Brown won the one in the Rose Bowl. So
yes.
Okay, so 3 championship winning head coaches and the greatest golfer that will ever live in my lifetime. No matter how good Scotty Scheffler gets. But they were talking about just the changes that they want to make to the sport. Obviously, this centering around NIL. I don't know if anything will actually come of this, but here is an idea, and we'll go around the room. Dylan Gonzalez is going to participate. Isaiah Jacobs is going to participate. I'm going to participate. Is Urban Meyer making sense, or is this old man yells at cloud?
Get rid of the collectives. That's cheating. When donors, so everyone understands what a collective is. Donors put money in a pot. It's distributed to players through the coach and the general manager according to your talent level. That's not allowed. You're not supposed to do that. That's called pay for play. So there's a revenue share that the universities get through their television contracts, and I know it goes up every year. That's their only that's the only thing they're allowed to do for their student athletes. They can distribute that however they want. That's still pay for play. But any NIL conversations, which NIL, I think we all got to quit calling it that. It's not name and likeness. The players getting paid millions of dollars in some of the stories I hear, and they're posting on Instagram for twice, and then they're getting paid $1.5 million. So the NIL, to me, NIL in its purest form is America. It's called capitalism. If you can make money on your name, you should have a right to do that. If you're a gymnast, a volleyball player, a swimmer, a football player, and a car dealership wants to work with you legally, in the business world, do it. That's what NIL should be. That's not what it is. So you get rid of the collective, becomes an illegal, get the donors out of it. If a business owner wants to hire Jeremiah Smith and pay him a certain amount of money, he's certainly allowed to do that. That's called capitalism. But the universities cannot arrange that and set that up. The universities can simply make sure the kids go to school, make sure they graduate, treat them fairly, make sure the women's sports, the Title IX, I'm all in favor of all that, but they cannot get involved in the financial marketing of your players. That's let the market take care of itself. That's called the market. That's called capitalism. And the collective, I think if the collective goes away, college sports gets better immediately when you say that.
Okay, first of all, if anybody out there is getting $1.5 million for 2 Instagram posts, I'd love to know how to do that. I don't think I'm famous enough for that. Me and my 800 and some change followers are not going to get it done. Not for that price. All right. Was that old man yells at cloud, or did you happen to agree with Urban Meyer? Or there's a middle ground. We can find it.
So I 100% agree with Urban Meyer in the sense of how he explained what I think most people thought NIL was supposed to be, which is you just have an opportunity to make money off your name. You can go do an autograph signing without the NCAA knocking at your door. If Chipotle wants to pay you to make an Instagram video, that's okay. If
$1.5 million for 2?
It depends how many followers you have, I guess. If a car dealership wants to give you a car, it's fine. If a tattoo shop wants to give you tattoos, they could exchange it for something, and it doesn't have to cost you a national championship. Things of that nature I thought NIL was going to be. But then when the collectives got involved, like Urban said, it's essentially, hey, we have this much money to pay a roster, and it just turned into, that's what pro sports is we have this amount of money to pay players, and we will distribute it based off their abilities, and that's not what NIL was supposed to be.
Isaiah, was he making some sense, or was he an old man yelling at a cloud?
I think he's making sense. Like Dylan said, the NIL in the beginning was a player can get money from Subway or whatever local business wants to sponsor them. They should be allowed to work while they're in school, all the normal things that normal college students can do, make money off of your likeness. But now it's the huge donors giving huge amount of monies, and the players don't have to do anything. And the other portion of it, too, that I don't so much agree with, because I think it starts getting a little bit fishy, is when he talked about the TV deals. That should go towards your roster, but that makes it kind of difficult because when they redo these TV deals, we all know Ohio State's TV deal, their money is going to be way more than Rutgers, and they're going to be able to pay their players way more. And so when they set those up, it's going to be difficult to, if you're able to pay whatever you want on your roster from the actual school, then the TV deals become a much bigger deal. And that's where you start getting that separation between Ohio State, Michigan, and some of the lower class schools.
You know, everybody's made fun of me forever for my Fighting Irish being independent. Now everybody wants Ohio State to go independent. So you can all go fly a kite, as you were about to say.
I think I did see I don't remember who wrote that article. Someone from Yahoo about potentially Ohio State and Michigan.
No,
going
let's do what media members do, and let's just put every single author at Yahoo together. Oh, Yahoo sucks, man.
And I got his points, but Isaiah, I'm pretty sure I don't know if I'm wrong about this, but don't all the Big Ten schools just equally distribute their media money?
So that's the thing there, is that it wouldn't be universal across all of college football, but it would be a level playing field within your conference.
Right. I think that's what Urban's getting at.
So as far as the TV deal across the board is equally distributed right now. But is that not changing in the next TV deal?
It should, but
I think Ohio State's trying to get more. They're trying to get more money.
This is kind of a different subject. Ohio State is always playing team player for the Big Ten instead of being selfish.
Yes.
So they... to answer your question, probably not. They'll probably just equally get paid the same amount of TV money as Purdue, whether that be fair or not.
I think the number one thing that fans want out of the next TV deal is less big noon kickoff games.
That's another subject, too. I'm not really super against it, but
I don't think Ohio State needs, for the sake of NIL and funding their roster, Ohio State's got a pretty strong stranglehold on the Big Ten throughout my entire life. Is it a little different now? Yes, because Indiana just won a championship. Michigan won a championship 2 years ago. And so, yes, there are other competitors there. But, like, Ohio State doesn't need, I mean, it's a luxury they'd love to have, but they don't need to have like a stronger revenue share within the conference television deal. Now, it's something that fans would want because you could probably leverage it. And like if you tried, you probably could get it. I don't know what that would look like if you went independent, but I know that there are some fans out there who now want that because they feel that the Rutgerses of the world and now like the UCLAs of the world and stuff like that are kind of like living off of Ohio State, and now Buckeye fans want like, well, you shouldn't be doing that. We should run our own ship here.
Yeah, I believe it was Dan Wetzel that wrote the article that we were referring to earlier, and he basically said that the money made from Ohio State, Michigan would just that game, the TV rights would cover, like if they just took that from them for themselves instead of sharing it with the rest of the Big Ten, like they're making all the money that they would need right there alone. So why give the rights to this property that is the game to the Big Ten just so they can distribute it to 16 other parties when Ohio State and Michigan is the reason why that game makes so much money?
I'll say one final thought before we go to break. I agree with Urban Meyer because what Urban Meyer basically said, and I thought he did a terrible job explaining it, but what he basically said is that it creates such an imbalance in recruiting.
Right.
And so I've always thought that, like, yeah, like every college athlete should be able to have the same sort of luxuries or business inquiries that anybody else can have. And so, like, yeah, if me being a regular ass student at Ohio State, if a local car dealership or local establishment, whatever, wanted to like put me in a commercial and pay me for it, I could have done that. And so obviously if I had a higher profile like a Jeremiah Smith, then I could have appeared in a ton of commercials and that would have been fine. But when you have a bunch of donors basically creating, now it turns in, and Mick Cronin said, this is now Major League Baseball where everybody's operating under their own salary cap. And so the worst part of it all, and I didn't get to this last week because we were talking about the one fixes we would all do to college sports. And I never even got to mine because we were all just talking and the conversation just ran us out of time. But get rid of the transfer portal. Because this whole like free transfers and you don't have to sit out a year. I don't think players would be sitting out a year just for, an extra $200,000 to their NIL. Like if they're making $1 million from one school, but another school is actively recruiting them with 1.2, would they sit out an entire year of football? Because that would affect their draft status, and that would affect their ability to build their own draft stock on the field.
Are you saying get rid of the transfer portal entirely, or just make it go back to they have to sit out a year?
Well, yeah, you can transfer.
Okay,
I'm down with the grad transfers. Because, like, if you graduate from school and you actually want to pursue an actual degree somewhere and go to grad school, like that's all fair. That is manipulable. But, look, if you actually do the work in the classroom, all right, fine. Good enough for me. But the free transfers, and specifically as to what Urban is talking about with creating these collectives that'll then allow, that's because the tampering is so out of control, and it's, like, impossible to police it like that. And so when you have all that tampering going on, you enable yourself a situation where like Jordan Addison, who I think won the Biletnikoff at Pitt and then was actively recruited off of Pitt's roster to go to USC and then is a first round draft pick, like that sucks that Pitt can't keep him.
Yeah.
So that I understand in terms of like give every school don't give the schools a salary cap like that, because like once it's the recruiting that bothers me. Yes. I think once you get to campus, once you get there, you should be able to do whatever you want financially. But in terms of like not even giving certain schools a chance, like if you earn it on the field and you build, or hell, you don't even have to earn it on the field. You know how many hot softball players and hot like you don't have to earn it on the field.
You're right.
Okay, so like that's all fine. Whatever reason businesses want to make you the face of their business, whether it's because of just physical attraction or because of just name notoriety from your performance on the field, fine. But it's the recruiting aspect that does kind of bother me.
Yeah, I know we have to go to break, but the reason why what you said makes sense, but the reason why it can't happen is because the NCAA continues to get sued because the question gets asked, could you restrict a regular student the way you're trying to restrict this player? And if the answer is no, then they have to let them do what they want to do.
Pretty much. All right, we'll be right back. One of the sports superstars is back and playing, but should he be? and a team in this state is getting ready to see him. We'll talk about that next. Stick around, Fan Sports Sunday.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Take your shot to save at Great Lakes Hyundai. Shoot the hoop to get extra savings on your new car purchase. On top of big shot savings like 0% financing on 26 Hyundai Santa Fe's and Tucson's for up to 5 years. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. It's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With first credit, some customers may not qualify. Interest accrues during no payment period. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's Best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Offer ends 3/31.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save on 12-pack cans of Coca-Cola or 6-packs of Pepsi or Pure Leaf Tea. Select varieties or buy 3, get 3 free with your card. Limit 12. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, Columbus, big news. For a limited time, get Uber One free for a full year so you could save on food and rides. That's a $96 value on us. Just use code Columbus. Get 1 year of $0 delivery fees, 10% off eligible food and grocery orders, and up to 6% Uber One credits on rides. Sign up for this limited time offer today using code Columbus and save big with Uber One. Offer valid through 3/31/26. Savings and $0 delivery fee on eligible orders and rides only. Fees and terms apply. See app for details.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
You got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
It's March. Send it in, big fella. That means the greatest sports weekend of the year is coming, and the best place to set the puppies and watch the tournament is at Hollywood Casino Columbus. I'm Scotty Vegas, and Thursday through Sunday opening weekend, kiss the kids goodbye and hang out from noon to 5 with the Fan at the Hollywood Casino Sportsbook. A Bill Raftery impersonation contest, free throw games, free shirts, and more. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. Onions!
Start your morning knowing anything is possible. Because if these guys are hosting a radio show, imagine the possibilities. T-Bone and Tyvis.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
Your home for football, food, and fun. The Fan.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm the Innovation Ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Sunday.
Zeke's favorite team is in action, I believe, tonight. Am I correct? The Cavs play tonight?
We play at 1 o'clock.
Oh, tonight. What am I talking about?
It's the Celtics, baby.
We're the pregame show, basically. All right, so Cavs and Celtics play at like 1. I don't give that much of a crap about the NBA regular season, but and this is just, I don't know if it's like a lazy take at this point to just say, oh, the NBA is bad and like this, that, and the other. And, then you can really go like old white guy yells at cloud on that one. But the atmosphere, the difference between the atmosphere, and I don't know how much of this is on the players and how much of this is on the crowd. I've started to think about this within the past couple of months. Is the play that much? The play is different. The effort is different. Regular season versus the playoffs at the NBA basketball. But how much of it is like the crowd actually being into it, and the crowd's way better in the playoffs? Because that might create a little bit of illusion. And so, like, there's no question that the defensive effort's different. The intensity of the moment feels different. So it's been tough for me. I know that you're on like an NBA heavy show with T-Bone and
Well,
Simon.
none of our shows are allowed to be NBA heavy because I'm pretty sure our boss has an alarm that goes off every time we talk about the NBA, and he comes down and tells us to stop. But he's not here today.
Yeah, exactly. But so the Cavaliers are hosting Boston. And so Jason Tatum returned, was it like 10 months since rupturing his Achilles? So that was in the playoffs last year.
Yes.
He comes back. He plays against Dallas on Friday. He returns. He puts up. He played 27 minutes.
Yeah, he looked good.
So is this like the new thing in sports where injuries just like don't matter? Because
Modern
obviously
medicine, baby.
ACL injuries, when I feel, and this is just going off memory, and this is going to be the most like old guy tell story, like, oh, when I was a kid, ACL injury, like I don't have any data in front of me. I don't have any notes. It's just going off memories that I feel like ACL injuries were a bigger deal back in the day.
Yeah, it would borderline end your career
than they are now. And so that was like the ACL injury, and even like the Tommy John in baseball. Now you got people.
Now people are electing to get it.
Yeah, you have. It's almost like just a matter of time with pitchers, which is terrifying me with Paul Skeens, because I'm like, the Pirates are only going to get like 4 years with him, and so I'm like, we can't just blow one with the TJS. But now you have people electing to get the surgery because apparently, once you get the surgery, the way your arm heals actually makes the elbow stronger than what it already was.
Yes, because aren't you putting a leg tendon in your arm, essentially? I feel like that's what's going on. I could have made that up just now, but I thought that's what they do. Tommy John?
You're going to have T-Bone talk to Dr. Levy, because I don't know. I almost called him Marv Levy. I think that was the head coach of the Bills who lost 4 straight Super. I think it's Mark Levy. But I have no idea how that works, but that was crazy to see Jason Tatum back on a court in a 10-month time period, put up 15 points in 27 minutes. Now, I don't think he should be out there. I don't know if you caught this clip, but everybody's algorithm is different, so we're all watching different stuff, and who knows, I may have watched something that didn't actually happen, and it could have been AI. Because Lord knows I've had a million examples already on the radio in my year and a half of being in Columbus radio of just talking about something that I saw on Twitter and not even really knowing if it was true or not, but just saying, hey, I saw it. And, if you frame it like that, it's not a lie if you believe it, Costanza. And so I saw something. I saw a clip on Twitter. I didn't watch this game. I wasn't, knee deep in Celtics and Mavericks on a Friday night. So I apologize.
You're not a real sports fan.
I know. Also didn't go to the Bruce Thornton bash that they had yesterday, but that was because I was just looking for a reason to stay inside, and I found it and I took it. But I'm seeing a highlight of a 2-on-1 where Jaylen Brown is dribbling up the left side and Jason Tatum is the free runner on the right side, and you got a fast break going. So they put the defender in the 2-on-1, and the defender is shading towards Jaylen Brown. So Jason Tatum's wide open. Jaylen Brown throws an alley-oop to Jason Tatum, who looked terrified to jump for it. He jumped up, he caught it, and he tried to go for a layup. It was, dude, wide open. Yeah. But he tries to go for a layup instead of a dunk, and he misses the layup. Like, he was obviously visibly so uncomfortable. So I don't know how to compromise this, where I'm seeing on the stat sheet, again, didn't watch the game, but he puts up 15, 12, and 7 in 27 minutes in his first game back from rupturing his ACL less than a year. His ACL, even worse, rupturing his Achilles less than a year ago. And I'm watching him scared to jump. I don't know what to make of that.
So ever since that report came out, I've been saying this to Tyvis, who's also a big Cavs fan, and I'm going to say this right to Isaiah's face through the glass. The Cavs are cooked now that Tatum's back. I think they were kind of better than the Cavs anyway all year. And now they have Tatum coming back. He's looking good. I mean, I know you said that he was scared to catch an alley-oop, but I just think in time and with the rhythm that he'll look good. He put up great stats on Friday. I think Cavs pass to the East. Everyone thought, well, Tatum's going to be out. Halliburton's out. This is the Cavs' year. Jason Tatum says, no, I'm back for the playoffs, baby.
The only thing that I can argue with, because the Celtics are fantastic, is it looks like the Pistons hopefully can stay the 1 seed. That way, the only way the Cavs have to play the Celtics is in the Eastern Conference Finals. And as we know, the past couple of years, who's to say they'll even get there?
Yes, that's true. I think it would be even worse if they had to play the Celtics and the Knicks in the playoffs. And like you said, it's looking like they would only have to play one of them.
I've given up on caring about seeds in the NBA.
Yeah.
Because, first of all,
the play-in killed it.
That's just stupid. You should not have more than half the teams in your league making the playoffs. That's stupid. But whatever year, it was I guess it would have been year 4. Okay, a trilogy is 3. What's 4? I don't know.
Beats me.
Part 4 of Cavs Warriors, whatever year. So that would have been 2018. This would have been year 2 of Kevin Durant in Golden State. And the Cavaliers get the 4 seed. They cakewalk through the regular season. They don't care. LeBron goes on like a 2-week vacation in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm. That's the LeBronto year, right?
Yeah, LeBronto. Yes. And then they sweep the team now affectionately known as the Baby Raptors or Baby Dinosaurs. And then so that entire whole sequence basically just killed me caring about really the regular season as a whole. But in terms of the seeding, and so Pistons being the 1 seed, they are a bunch of overachievers. So congratulations, you have nothing to worry about there. But 1 p.m. today, Cavs and Celtics are going to be going at it, and so Isaiah is going to be paying very close attention to the final hour of this program. We got you hour number 2 coming up next. Stick around, Fan Sports Sunday.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan Ohio sports destination.
Well, welcome back to That Lux Life. It's your boy, Will Winmore. Today's guest, the Millionaire Ball from the new Ohio Lottery Daily Draw game, Millionaire for Life. Hey-o! So if a player matches 5 numbers and the Millionaire Ball number, they win $1 million a year for life. Hey-o! Or $100,000 a year for life if they match just 5. Hey-o! Millionaire for Life is the game. Millionaire Ball is his name. Play Ohio's newest daily draw game for your chance to win for life. Players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
With Aetna, I always get a quick answer, and I don't have to search on the internet. They go above and beyond to help me with whatever I need.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctor's offices when requested. We show up with access to convenient care options. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Family owned and operated. It isn't all sunshine and rainbows. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Here's something you don't hear admitted very often. When you run a business with your family, you don't always get along with them. We argue, we debate, we have real conversations about the decisions that we make. But at Care, every conversation comes back to our priorities, doing right by our employees and our customers. Because when you treat your team like family, they take better care of the families they serve. And when you treat your customers the way you'd want your own family treated, trust follows. That mindset doesn't always maximize short-term profits, but it builds something better. long-term relationships. Today, more and more local companies are being bought by venture capital firms, where maximizing profits often leads to a sales-first mentality. CARE is still family-owned and locally operated, so we can keep people, not profits, at the center of every decision. CARE Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Hello, friends. There's a special place on your radio. A place where the beer flows like wine. A place where dogs frolic and random movie quotes invade your brain. That place is Rothman and Ice, voted the #1 midday show in America in 2024. We won't talk about what happened last year. It certainly has nothing to do with Cole producing the show. Do they talk Buckeyes? Of course they do. Do they chat with Hall of Famers on the regular? Yes. Will they obsess over their fantasy football teams to the point both of them need therapy? You betcha. Rothman and Ice, weekdays from noon to 3. Thank you, The Fan.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Isaiah Jacob. Yesterday, Ohio State rolled Indiana 91-78. Bruce Thornton scored 25 points and became the all-time scoring leader at Ohio State. The Buckeyes will be back in action this week in the Big Ten tournament. The Blue Jackets dropped a heartbreaker last night in overtime against the Utah Mammoth 5-4. The CBJ play the Kings tomorrow at 4 p.m. Ohio State women's hoops lost to the 2-seed UCLA in the Big Ten tournament yesterday 72-62. And the Columbus Crew back in action, tied with Chicago last night 0-0. Up next for the Crew, they travel to Nashville this Saturday at 6:15. For the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers have a big one today against the 2-seed in the East, Boston Celtics at 1 p.m. Jared Allen is listed as out for the Cavs, while Donovan Mitchell is expected to suit up. For the Celtics, Jason Tatum is expected to play. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Secret subject coming up in this hour. And I'm thrilled with this one. It's not that much of a secret if you listen to Rothman and Ice. Oh, well, actually, you know what? This is a reference to one specific hour of one specific day. So even if you do listen to that show, you may have missed it.
I was listening.
So stick around. And I'm very excited because of what you did in a previous career.
Yes.
So I'm curious. So all right, so we'll tease a little bit. So secret subject coming up. I don't want to say it's coming up at 12:30 because I mean, knowing us, we could get on a roll with something at 12:27 and then be like, all right, we're carrying that over to the next segment. So I don't want to promise anything, but at some point in this hour, we'll dive into that secret subject a little bit. But you were telling me that you saw a bunch of hoopla on the internet about a possible merger between two conferences.
I'm going to be honest. It was one tweet, and
that's a bunch of hoopla.
He was getting blasted. I don't even remember who it is. Joe Smith. He tweeted out that an ACC and Big 12 merger needs to be considered, and a lot of people were like, I don't see this from any other reputable source, and he said just wait a few weeks. I personally don't think that this is actually going to happen, but it made me think about what it would be like if it did happen. And so if the ACC and Big 12 were to merge, it gives them more of a leg to stand on against the Big 10 and the SEC, especially if they go to like this. If they go to the 16-team playoff, right? Like a lot of people were saying, like it'd be like 4-4-2-2-1. 4 teams for the SEC, 4 teams for the Big 10. 2 for the ACC, 2 for the Big 12, and then 1 group of 5 or Notre Dame.
So Notre Dame.
Basically 9 times out of 10. And so in that case, this new conference would have the same amount of representatives in the college football playoff as the Big 10 and the SEC. So it's like there's no imbalance of power in that regard. They would essentially become the third big conference in college football instead of being the two little brothers to the Big Ten and the SEC. And then I thought, you remember when the Big 12 did their most recent rounds of expansion and they picked up teams like Cincinnati, for example, I feel like the perception was, well, the Big 12 is solidifying itself as at least the second best basketball conference.
Yeah, because they took in Arizona.
Right.
They took in
BYU.
Yes. Who now.
Yes.
We know now about them, but Houston also.
Yes. And so I feel like at that time we were like, oh, the ACC and the Big 12 are the best basketball conferences. You could argue this year that it's the Big 10 and the SEC also in basketball that are the best conferences, and it's not the ACC and the Big 12. So I feel like also if you merged, they would just get a stranglehold on basketball. And we all know all this conference realignment is just in the end about money. And I feel like they would be able to get a great football and a great basketball media deal if they just combined together and joined forces to fight the Big Ten and the SEC instead of doing it separately, like the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of arrangement.
I got you. So here's the thing with this. So we got 17 teams currently in the ACC. If you count Notre Dame in basketball, that's going to bump them up to 18. So the Big 12 has despite their name, the Big 12 has 16 teams. So we're going to have 33 teams in total. And so the excitement of this, obviously, with college basketball, I gotta pull up the college basketball rankings. But in football, you mentioned that how it currently, all these models that are being discussed with the 16 would be 4-4-2-2-1. That would leave 3 at-larges. Then this would give you 4-4-4-1 with 3 at-larges. So in that sense, it would make sense. But when you have basically twice the amount of teams as everybody else, you're still probably going to feel a certain way about it. But this could be a step in the direction, not that it would be perfect, but it would take some work. And and it obviously wouldn't be perfect because you'd have 33 teams. So I guess maybe 3 divisions of 11. But here's where it could work in my favor. I had the idea, and I floated it to you last week about how I kind of thought with all the conference realignment that it was actually going to take us so far forward into the future that it was actually going to take us backwards. And I want to go backwards. I want to keep going backwards to the way that it used to be, because it used to make so much more sense and it used to be better. But now that we have all these super mega conferences, I keep thinking if we just blow them up. So seeing that we have 33 teams, that's kind of a scary thought. But I don't think you can just have a 33-team free-for-all, because when you have, let's call it 9 conference games on your schedule, you got it would make sense to kind of like divide and conquer. Now, I don't know how it would work having 3 divisions and trying to come up with like a conference championship, because you can't, what are you going to do, play like a round robin or something like that?
Right.
So I don't really know how that would work. Maybe you would have to come up with some way to eliminate one of those 3 teams and just leave 2 teams to play for the conference championship. So you'd have to come up with something. But this would be a step in the right direction of creating conferences that are so big and that span over so much space in the United States that you could actually create little divisions within the conferences that take us back to where we're trying to go.
Yeah. So I prefaced all this by saying that I don't think that this is something that's going to happen. I've been wrong about stuff before, and I'll be wrong about stuff again. I think this would be a play if we all think that the Big Ten and the SEC is going to go to this super conference model eventually anyway. This would be like a very aggressive way for the ACC and the Big 12 to band together and for survival purposes. Because I feel like in everyone's perception of what the super conferences are going to be is that the SEC and the Big Ten are just going to poach from all the conferences, get what they want, and then we'll just have a smaller pool of teams that are eligible for the national championship at season's end. You won't see MAC schools technically eligible for the national championship. They'll go play their own national championship because they won't be in this new super conference model of college football. I feel like this way, the Big 12 and the ACC are just trying to have a seat at the table, and these schools are just trying not to be just another school that they're hoping gets swallowed up by the ACC and the Big Ten so they can be a part of this new college football that we think that we're inevitably headed towards.
If nothing else, I could see them doing a scheduling partnership of some sort. Like if maybe they're non-conference games, they set it up to where they're getting guaranteed games against each other. Because if the Big Ten and SEC just keep on dominating, it's going to be hard for the Big 12 and the ACC for their strength of schedules to be able to stack up to the Super Conference, essentially the Big Ten and SEC. So at some point, I think there probably will be some out-of-conference scheduling that they do to where they can probably prop up some of their better teams. Because right now, their strength of schedule is so much worse.
And they already should be doing that.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably like a happy compromise for this idea, really. Is
ever since the college football playoffs started, I think it has made sense because now that we're doing resumes and we're adding all this context, we're not just like going solely based off of computers. And now that we're blowing up the college football playoffs so badly that we're accepting so many extra teams, and they're sticking at 12 temporarily, but now the fight is between 16 and 24. So like now you can afford losses. And not that you necessarily want to sign up for losses, because now it's kind of in vogue in college football to just cherry pick 3 either FCS schools or group of 5 schools as your non-conference schedule. So that way, if you only need 9 wins, you can get a third of them off of teams that cannot compete with you that don't even matter. And so that's kind of the strategy in college football right now. But I would love if conferences came up with some sort of deal of like, hey, and this it would depend on conferences and how many teams are in your conference. It'd be ideal if they all lined up properly and like if everybody had the same amount of teams in their conference. Although it's not a requirement, but to sign up for years in advance and just say, hey, and you could do neutral site if you wanted to. Fine, so be it. But you can do the number 1 team in the, let's just take the Big Ten and the SEC just because those are the 2 conferences that people like to talk about. Let's take we're signing up for a 20-year contract. The number 1, whatever your conference standings are at the end of season A, the next season, the 2 number 1s are going at it. The 2 number 2s are going down all the way down the line. And so we have this contact. Not that every team is the same every year, because every team's going to lose players at the draft, and the transfer is going to be different, and just and maybe there's coaching changes, whatever. But you can't account for that until you know what takes place on the field. So that's just the safest assumption. It's just keeping everything there. So I think it would be a really, really good idea if conferences aligned themselves. Let's just take the Big Ten and the SEC. In college football, if you had a 1-versus-1, and you could do it all in the same weekend. You could have, or you can do like Friday night, Saturday night, maybe like a Sunday game if it's really early in the season. But like you can have an entire Big Ten versus SEC showdown weekend.
I like that idea. The only thing that I don't like about it is that is essentially how the NFL does their schedule. How you have first place schedule, second place schedule, third. And I know theirs is along a 17-game schedule where you're saying do this for just one out of conference game. But I feel like we're just slowly making college football the NFL, and I don't like it. But that's, to stay on show theme, that's old man yelling at cloud stuff where I'm like, I don't like all this change that's happening with college football. But it seems like we're headed that way anyway, so we might as well just embrace your idea that you just had.
All right. I am going to tease the secret subject for 12:30. Coming up next, did one of Zeke's running backs take a shot at a former head coach? Let's find out next. Stick around, Fan Sports Sunday.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Hey there, friends. Bill Bishop here from my friends at High Bank Distillery Co. It's well known High Bank is my go-to when I want an award-winning whiskey, but did you also know that they make the best vodka in America? They have 3 incredible spots here in Central Ohio where the food is just as good as what's in the glass. They've got something for everyone, and get this, kids eat half off every Monday, so whether you're sipping on the best vodka in America or simply grabbing a meal with family and friends, High Bank delivers every time. Find a location and a menu at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Right now, save big on USDA Choice Bone and Ribeye Steaks. They're only $9.99 a pound in the value pack with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Aetna was there for me as I was going through a rough medical patch this year. I had peace of mind, which helped with my healing.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when requested. We show up with the latest in online tools for easier access to healthcare. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Do you want free internet forever? Yeah, we thought so. That's why Spectrum is giving you just that. Free fiber-powered internet forever when you switch and get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. No internet bills, no taxes, no late fees. Just fast fiber-powered internet. Call 833-901-0178 to find out how. But hurry, this deal won't last forever. Once more, 833-901-0178. Or visit spectrum.com/freeforever to learn more.
Hey folks, it's Berm here from 97.1 The Fans, Austin and Berm Show. Last week I was on the road visiting a recruit and I saw one of my old fast food favorites on the side of the road and was hungry for lunch, and I thought to myself, this place used to just call my name, and I thought, hey, why not stop in and have some? I'm on maintenance right now with Awaken 180 and I'm allowed to eat it. So I pulled in, I ordered the usual, I sat there and unwrapped it in the restaurant and I was so excited. And then halfway through it, I thought, why am I eating this? And it wasn't even in a guilty way. It was more confusion because it didn't taste like I remembered. It didn't hit like it used to. I wasn't craving it anymore, and I really wasn't excited about it. And I just kind of stopped wanting it, and that's when it clicked. Awaken 180 didn't just help me drop 35 pounds. It changed how I look at food. I'm 3 weeks into maintenance, and I haven't put a pound of that 35 back on, and I finally understand what works for me. It's not about I can't. It's about not wanting it the same way anymore. I'm not craving the bad. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Email from a listener. What exactly is Common Man and Timmy supposed to be? How can I put this? A couple of immature men who love to have mindless conversation, laugh, and dabble in sports and farts.
Weekdays at 3.
And there you go, The Fan.
Remember what sunshine feels like? Windows open, birds chirping, everything looking fresh and new. Spring is closer than you think, and so are those home projects on your to-do list. Maybe winter left its mark. A small leak that's getting bigger, shingles that didn't survive the snowstorms, or siding that's clearly seen better days. Whatever your home is facing, our team of professionals at Newman Roofing are here to help. For more than 34 years, Newman Roofing has been helping homeowners protect what matters most. From your first phone call, you'll notice the difference. Passionate and committed people who care about doing the job right. And with over 1,000 5-star Google reviews, you don't have to take our word for it. If your roof, siding, or gutters need attention, call the family company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof this spring, get a Newman roof.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 5.79% APR 5.82% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are looking at sunnier skies as we head into this afternoon with high temperatures right around 60 here for today. And then for tomorrow, we'll see more sunshine and warmer temperatures back up to near 70 here for your Monday. And we'll keep 70s in the forecast here for Tuesday and Wednesday. However, we are tracking a good chance for showers and thunderstorms arriving for Tuesday night into Wednesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it. Sports Talk Weekend Style. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
I have a conundrum. I need some advice and some counsel. from these two cronies, Dylan Gonzalez and Isaiah Jacobs. So, I am in the middle, smack dab in the middle of season 2 of Tires on Netflix.
Ooh. I think I watched the first 2 seasons, but nothing after that.
I think we got 6 episodes in the first season, 12 episodes in season 2. Here's the thing. Once I start something, I'm pot committed. I don't give up. And so I really, really thought that season 1 of Tires was funny. Season 2 is just kind of okay. And so it's like 25-minute episodes. It's all right. It's not holding my attention the way that I thought or hoped that it would, but it's doing good enough. And so I'm about halfway through, so I got like 6 episodes left. Are you the type of guy who can give up on a movie or give up on both of you guys? Are you guys the type of guys who can give up on a TV show or give up on a movie if it's not holding your attention? Because that's not really my style.
Normally, no. It's funny that you mention Tires. I'm seeing that there is only 2 seasons, and I know I didn't finish the second season. And the reason why was because I was watching it with someone, and
then there was a breakup.
Yes, then
that's an interesting.
Yes. So then I just stopped watching it because I associated with said person. Not that there was like any like huge falling out or anything like that, but it was like, hey, this was our show, and now I don't want it to be just my show. So I guess in certain situations like that, yes, I could stop watching something, but for the most part, I'm finishing what I started.
Did you say that it was Tires or there was a different show?
It was Tires.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry for the PTSD that I just brought you. Isaiah?
I can cold-blooded quit. I can quit. If I stop liking a show, I will quit in the middle of a season. I will quit in the middle of an episode. Movies, harder for me to quit on. The movie has to be badly produced. Like, it has to be a bad level movie, not just uninteresting. If it's uninteresting, I'll stick it out. But shows, I have trouble getting through shows. I've been watching Game of Thrones for it's been a little over 2 years I've been trying to get through Game of Thrones. And I will go on months where I will not watch it. And then all of a sudden I'll watch a couple episodes, and then I'll quit it for a while, and then I'll come back. But I will cold-blooded quit shows.
I thought there was going to be some Game of Thrones slander, and we were going to have to end the show.
No, early. I like the show. I go in and out of it.
I get it.
So I didn't watch Game of Thrones. And so, but that's something too. Like, I'm doing the same thing right now with Seinfeld, where it's like, it's taking me like 4 years to watch this show, and it's like all there and streaming.
Are you forcing yourself to watch it, you feel like?
No, it's kind of a phase show with me. Because the thing about it is, like, there's no plot. Like, I imagine Game of Thrones has a plot where it's like you kind of have to, like, if you put the show away, you kind of, when you're watching the next episode, you're kind of reminding yourself of what happened. Okay, here's who was doing what, and like, here's where did I leave off? Seinfeld, you can just pick up and drop whenever.
Game of Thrones is one of those shows where you have one main storyline and then a bunch of sub storylines going on underneath it. Like, you're on this one path for the whole series, but you still have just other stuff going on at the side. On the side, you kind of forget about the main thing, and then it goes back to the main thing. It's a great show.
Okay, are you guys the type of guys who can watch multiple shows at once? Because I gotta get off this whole thing of being like hooked on like optimization. Like, I gotta just kind of be a little bit more go with the flow, because once I'm starting a show, I have to watch it all the way through, or at least maybe I'll give up at the end of a season. I gotta like finish a season though, and then I'm watching one show at a time, and then I get burned out on a show. And so it made so much more sense back in the day before all the streaming stuff, where it's like you could, and I've talked about this with football, I think on last week's show, where it's like there's just too much of it. It's like you can get so tired of a show when it is the only show that you're watching and every episode is available at your fingertips. Back in the day, when you're watching TV and it's like, okay, every Friday at this time, that's when the show airs. There's suspense, there's cliffhangers. You can anticipate something. Like, we kind of just don't have that in our generation. And I get this like burnout factor, but at the same time, I'm like so OCD about it that I'm like, I got to finish this through.
So I feel like I'm getting old. I technically am currently watching 2 shows right now. I watch Big Bang Theory with my girlfriend, but that's just like a comfort show. We have already seen it, and we're just watching it to just do something together.
Wow. Well, hold on. On that topic, as we just learned that you gave up on Tires midway through, Big Bang Theory is like 9 seasons. We got 2 of Tires, so you signed up for a lot with this one. So I'm hoping it goes well.
But we don't really need to pay attention to it. I've already seen it. It's a comfort show. I'm also watching Sopranos because I have a lot of respect for one Bo Bishop. And he swore by Mad Men, and I watched it very recently and loved it. And then I moved on to The Sopranos, and I probably only started watching it less than a month ago, and I'm already on season 5. I've been just cruising through The Sopranos. But this conversation reminded me, yesterday my parents came over. My dad, he's in his early 60s. He likes what he likes. The newer Godzilla and Kong movies, I haven't watched any of them. That has no interest to me. But I remember as a kid watching the old ones with him. So I threw it on the TV just to kind of keep my dad entertained while he was at the house. And I got to tell you, man,
aged poorly.
They're going off the rails with this. King Kong has like his own vet. I saw him get a teeth pull one of his teeth. He literally had like a tooth infection, and the vet pulled King Kong's tooth. King Kong's gone so soft on us that he has a personal dentist now.
You said, wait, this was the old movies?
This is the new one.
Oh.
They just get this big ship. He drops down, pulls out King Kong's tooth like he's just one of us.
And then he goes back and he's like climbing buildings and everything?
Then he goes back to being a badass and fighting titans or whatever.
He's not that soft, it doesn't sound like.
King Kong doesn't need a dentist. He's King Kong. That's crazy to me. Godzilla, they're like tracking him. Or her, I don't even know. It ends in an A. Is Godzilla a boy or a girl? I don't know. Asexual creature. I don't think that matters. But it's like they're like tracking Godzilla's sad right now, and they have the little girl that can like sense her feelings. I'm like, what is going on? Godzilla and King Kong were created to just beat the crap out of each other.
You said this is the new one?
Yes, this is one of the newer ones. I was shocked. I turned that off. I was like, I'm not watching this garbage anymore. Once King Kong got his tooth pulled, I was like, no.
The game has gone to the dogs, bro.
Can't do it.
These movies. Do you buy into this whole thing that when people say like, oh, there aren't any good movies made nowadays and stuff like that?
Well, I just think we're running out of ideas. There's only so many ideas.
But comedy should always play.
I guess.
Like there are always jokes to make. Now, are you kind of?
I mean, I think the same thing about radio, and I do it for a living. Well, all three of us do. There's no original ideas in radio anymore. You have to like recreate it and make it your own, but everything's been done already.
Yeah, okay, that's an interesting thought, because when you do that, like radio, like you can only be, well, I guess you can be somebody who you aren't if you want to be, but that's not how I want to approach this career. But like you do bring your personality to the table, which is individual to you. And so in that sense, whatever you recycle, which like all these goofy bits and all these segments, like I guarantee your show and mine, Monday through Friday, there are radio shows all over the country doing some slight variation of what we do.
Correct.
So like it does get recycled like that. But that there, in terms of like film and stuff, like comedy should always play. Same. There should always be jokes to be made. I worked at a comedy club in St. Louis, and I will say there were some things that were like really, really hacky, where it's like, okay, dude, first of all, if any comedian is doing a Donald Trump impression, congratulations, you are the 30th comedian to come through that comedy club in that calendar year who did a Donald Trump impression. So
unless you're my guy, Frank Caliendo, who is coming to the Funny Bone here soon.
Which means he's probably coming to Rothman and Ice, because he and Rothman are boys. You know
I
that.
hope so.
But
I was going to try to book him, but I didn't know that, so I won't try now.
Everybody, yeah. Just do it on. Just let us do it first, as long as that. But no, Rothman and Frank Caliendo are boys. Frank Caliendo comes on Rothman and Ice all the time. In fact, I'm going to tease it. I don't know when Frank Caliendo is coming to Columbus. I know it's within the next few months. Frank Caliendo, more than likely appearing on our show.
Well, I think the way I saw it, he's going to be in Cleveland, and then he's going to Cincinnati, then he's coming back up here on a Saturday. So he would have to stop by your guys' show on the way to Cincinnati on the Friday. That's the only way it would work. I feel like I'm doing your job for you.
Well, yeah.
Why don't you just book him for him, Dylan?
You know why?
Give him the contact.
Because I don't book guests on that show. Secret subject coming up next, and I can't wait for this one. Stick around, 97.1.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News and World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Well, welcome back to That Lux Life. It's your boy, Will Winmore. Today's guest, the millionaire ball from the new Ohio Lottery Daily Draw game, Millionaire for Life. Hey-o! So if a player matches 5 numbers and the millionaire ball number, they win $1 million a year for life. Hey-o! Or $100,000 a year for life if they match just 5. Hey-o! Millionaire for Life is the game. Millionaire Ball is his name. Play Ohio's newest daily draw game for your chance to win for life. Players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. Your go-to destination for Buckeye football talk all year round. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
I'm probably not paying off for the Quinshon Judkin tease, but that's okay because it's not that great of a topic anyway. We'll have other fun stuff to talk about. I'm excited about this one. Secret subject time. And we got to start having these every single show. We've done a few of these. I think I'm going to make this a little bit of a regular. We can mix in some stuff. Look, man, it's the off season. I don't want to force sports topics that don't exist. We do have sports topics left in the show. In fact, the AFC, there's something happened in the AFC North that just drives me freaking nuts because the Baltimore Ravens just don't stop. But secret subject time. We had a really fun conversation on Rothman and Nice earlier this week. So we have the theme music. I'm not sure if you're familiar with our theme music, but whenever someone gets a trivia question right, we play some theme music for everybody to kind of like give them just like a little moment of celebration. I can sample some for you here because and the problem is that there's so many songs out there with like a really good hook that it's tough to only have one. So like we have multiple. So like first of all, like because of like the name TLC. Like that's a decently strong theme song.
That's my favorite one of yours.
Now, the one that I love the most, and I was told in St. Louis that it's a stripper song, so I didn't make this my theme song in St. Louis radio, but who cares? I'm taking the stage. So that's my main theme song. But I was trying to come up with like punishment music for guys. Like whenever somebody says somebody's like not listening, like for example, there was a segment at some point this week, and I'm not dogging them because we have a million segments a week, and I'm quite sure that I've done this. I promise you, I've done this too, where like I said something and then Rothman repeated him like 2 seconds later, and it's like he just said that.
So happens all the time.
We all have those segments, so it's like we got to have some like some anti-theme music when you like what's your most annoying song that you find. So that way we can play that theme song to make you sit there and take the punishment whenever you do something wrong. So I gave the guys some homework, as we always do with the secret subject. And so I said, I need you fellas to come up with 3 songs that you deem the worst songs. And it's not because of anything on the charts. In fact, they're probably going to be songs that like charted very well.
Right.
They're probably going to be songs that you've heard way too many times, songs that you associate with bad memories. Like for example, like if maybe you have a song with the ex-girlfriend that makes you think, oh, the Tires girl, like she sucked. I can't finish that show. I can't listen to this song. So we're coming up with the 3 worst songs, and it's all personal taste. And jump in the YouTube chat. Let us know what your worst songs are. Dylan Gonzalez, I will let you start. Tease up your first song. I got it ready.
All right, my first one, I already know it's going to be the most controversial. Mr. Brightside. And the reason why it's Mr. Brightside is because, to me, there is a certain, how do I want to say this? There's a certain ethnic group
White.
Yes.
Hello.
You just play this song and they just lose their minds, especially if you're in an establishment that they serve alcohol. I'll tell you, I told a story about someone that I used to hang out with. This is an actual ex-girlfriend, Cole, that you've met. She once told me that she hates Mr. Brightside. And then one day...
That's what attracted you to her?
One day, probably, potentially some of it. But one day, we go to, I believe it was Bristol Republic down in the short north. And she sees these guys that she likes, and she starts talking to them. It's whatever. It wasn't a big deal. And she's like, these are just, some guys I know. Nothing to, fret about. Mr. Brightside comes on. I kid you not. She is jumping up and down with these dudes.
Oh,
to Mr. Brightside.
So as the kids say, you got the ick.
It does something to certain people, and I just don't think it's that good of a song to be doing all that. It's not that great to be getting a whole race excited every time it comes.
Wait, I thought you said that she didn't like that song.
Yeah, but then the song hit.
Okay,
and everything she said went out the window.
Flip-flop. She flip-flopped immediately.
Yes.
Because I was about to say, it's funny how like with women, like there can be weird things that you are attracted to. Like, for example, for like my lady, when she told me that she hates cats, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is perfect because I'm so dog over cat. No offense to all the cat dudes out there, but I'm so dog over cat. And when she's like, yeah, I don't really mess with cats like that, I'm like, perfect. Like, just like the little like luxuries like that, like the extracurriculars where it's like you check that. You don't even have to check that box, but you check that box.
Yes.
Like, that's just like sweet.
So imagine if this girl then adopted a cat after she said that. That's basically what that girl did to me. With Mr. Brightside.
Okay, that would suck.
Yes.
Okay, so
All
so
right.
don't go to a college football game.
Okay. Especially up north. Number 2 for me is Thrift Shop.
I like this one.
Okay, first of all, this song is an inauthentic piece of crap. Macklemore has never done any of the things that he talks about in this song. I'm convinced. Number 2, this song was on an album called The Heist that won Rap Album of the Year in 2014. I was watching the Grammys at the time. I wanted to fight Macklemore for Kendrick Lamar.
This was the year-end #1 song.
I don't care. Don't care.
Well, I mean, that doesn't mean that it's awesome, but it
was the single on an album that won Rap Album of the Year. I don't care. If you can go back in time, if you want to look at this, I'm a huge Kendrick Lamar fan, so this is part of it, and this is all just our personal list. He had to text Kendrick and say, I robbed you of Rap Album of the Year. And it's no coincidence that the name of this album is called The Heist, because it was a heist. Good Kid, Mad City should have won Album of the Year in 2014. Macklemore robbed Kendrick in part to this piece of crap song we call Thrift Shop.
So in 2013 is when the single was released. So I assume that the album came out later, and that's why it won in 2014.
Or it was just being awarded at the 2014 Grammys.
Probably, which that always happens like January and February. So that would make sense. So this is a 2013 song. So this is the #1 song of 2013. And these songs get overplayed. So like I can understand that.
That song got super hyped up summer of 2013. That's all you heard.
You know what number 2 is for 2013 for the Billboard Top 100 singles? And this isn't on any of our lists. And I like this song. And I like Thrift Shop too. But I know a lot of people who hate Blurred Lines.
Ooh, I love me some Blurred Lines though. But I get it. I would get why that song would annoy the crap out of you.
I don't like your third song either. And when I say I don't like it, I mean I like it, and I don't like that you put it on there.
My last song is Royals by Lorde. This song, same year at the Grammys, won Song of the Year. What have we learned? What have we heard from Lorde since? Nothing. This was just a weak year at the Grammys when it came to pop singles, and I'm just upset that it has the title of Song of the Year. I think that's my beef with it. It's not Song of the Year level, but for forever, Lorde can say she has Song of the Year with this piece of garbage song, Royals.
Okay, but like, who cares about like the award stuff?
I do. I mean, you said you were interested to hear my take because what I previously done working on music stations.
Yes.
The awards shows matter to me.
Okay.
Songs winning awards that don't deserve to win awards, it irks me. And that's why Thrift Shop and Royals is on my list.
So doing what we do, like if Ohio State does anything, that's the show.
It would be like
so are like the Grammys and like you were in country music on COL. So were you like the Country Music Awards or what are they? The ACM
ACMs
Awards?
or the CMAs? They have two technically.
Yeah, so they have the just exact same letters, just reordered.
Right.
So like the ACMs and the CMAs was that like, oh man, like we know what we're leading the show with tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. This would be like the equivalent of you're convinced someone should win the Heisman Trophy and then someone else wins the Heisman Trophy and you forever think that their career is overrated because they have an undeserved Heisman Trophy award. Or like a lot of Ohio State fans hate the last two Biletnikoff winners because they believe it should have been Jeremiah Smith. Like, how was Jeremiah Smith not the best wide receiver the past 2 years? And I don't even remember the two dudes that won it. Exactly my point.
Makai Lemon?
Yeah, I think he won it this year. And I don't remember who won it last year.
Well, that stuff gets, and maybe music is similar, that stuff gets career achievement-y.
Yeah.
And so they're saving They did this with Marvin Harrison Jr. too. Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm not sure Marvin Harrison Jr. had a better year than Malik Neighbors at LSU. But Marvin Harrison Jr. had multiple years of being in the top 3 to 5 receivers in college football, and Malik Neighbors was kind of a name that we had just learned. And so he had this built-up stock, and so Marvin Harrison Jr., and they're going to do the exact same thing with Jeremiah. It's already written in stone, man.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith is winning the Biletnikoff next year because of career achievement.
Like, for example,
maybe music is the same.
T-Bone hates Pat Fitzgerald because he thinks he gets all this credit that he doesn't deserve just because he's at Northwestern. Like, how does Pat Fitzgerald have Big Ten Coach of the Year trophies, but Ryan Day and Urban Meyer don't? It's kind of like a similar thinking for me.
Isaiah, Mr. Brightside, Thrift Shop Royals.
I am just glad that me and Dylan's lists are very different. We couldn't have went in more different directions on this. It's funny because Thrift Shop, when that song came out, I liked it. And now I don't like it anymore because it was so overplayed. Royals, it's okay. It doesn't really bother me too much. So for those two, it's just all right. Mr. Brightside, overplayed. When it comes on, I don't go crazy. I don't like songs that are overplayed at the bar. The bar songs, I hate the bar songs.
Apparently you hate wedding receptions too, and stick around for Isaiah's list because this thing cracked me up. One of them I hate, but the other two kind of made me laugh a little bit. Stick around, 97.1.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Did winter leave you with a roof leak just as spring approaches? Don't stress. The team at Newman Roofing has you covered. Voted Columbus's best roofing company 4 years in a row. Schedule your estimate by calling 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped.
I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Day 1, the hardest day. The day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With a center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
He got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a... let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13, and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission, no cash access, and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Hey, are you driving high right now? You might be, because a whole lot of people do. They say marijuana makes them a better driver, more careful, more focused. That's probably what the guy who killed a 4-year-old thought. And now, he's in prison. You see, no matter what you tell yourself, if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's sports conversation, but with a drink and umbrella as a garnish. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
I hate this music, but that's okay. All right, so we were doing the secret subject. We revealed it in the last segment. We had Dylan start us off, piggybacking off a conversation we had with Rothman and Ice earlier in the week. Frank Kellyanne will be joining us in the next couple months. I don't have
I think it's later this month.
This month, sure. But so we were piggybacking off of that conversation. We were having a conversation about the 3 worst songs that you've ever heard. And obviously, these are going to skew towards actually popular songs, but songs that are just so overplayed, songs that people have heard. And I'm glad that it ended up being this way, because I want the listeners to have heard the songs that we're mentioning before, so that way we're not just talking about something that they've never heard and have no opinion on. But just having the conversation, 3 songs that you hate. It's your list. It's your personality. However it lands in your ears, it's up to you. And so, we may disagree and we may push back on it. And I'm going to push back on something that Zeke's about to say, because there's one that I think is a phenomenal song. And you might get personally offended by this. You'll see what I mean in a second.
Can't wait.
But Dylan gave his list. And so he had Mr. Brightside, Thrift Shop, and number 3,
Royals.
And Royals by Lorde.
Yes.
Were his 3 worst songs on his list. We have Ace Wheeler in the chat, who says that was an excellent list, so he gave you that one.
Ace Wheeler.
We have Trevor from Delaware, who says the Kiss Me song, hated ever since I was a little kid. The Sixpence None the Richer song.
I know what song it is.
I like that song.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right, but some people are giving a little bit of some interaction there. Someone says "Balla Baby" by Chingy. That's got to be someone who was in high school in the early 2000s. But Isaiah Jacob is now on the clock, so we're going to pivot to him, and he is going to give us his 3 songs. And I got to imagine somebody who is planning a wedding over there, because he and his now fiance, I don't know if you guys have a date because you are newly engaged, correct?
Sure are. Yeah, we're shooting for next summer.
Okay, so summer 2027. Do not expect any of these songs at the Jacob wedding reception.
And the very first one, not only is this a song you've heard, it's a song that everyone listening has been forced out of their will to dance to, which is the Cupid Shuffle.
My goodness.
You disagree?
Yes. It's a classic. It's a banger. It's just... What are you listening to this not at a wedding? How many weddings are you going to that this song bothers you?
See, that's the issue is every time I go to a wedding, it's almost like I know that the wedding dance floor isn't going to be fun if it takes the Cupid Shuffle to get people out there. We can't just go out there and dance. We have to have a choreographed song where we either step to the right or we step to the left. And once you get out on the dance floor, about 5 seconds after you've stepped to the right for the 7th time, you're like, you know what? I'm kind of overstepping to the right, and I'm surely overstepping to the left.
Isaiah.
And you can't dip out in the middle, though, but who leaves in the middle of the Cupid Shuffle?
Isaiah, look at our complexion. We need some direction when it comes to dancing, okay?
I know it, but I can't. I hate it. I cannot stand the Cupid Shuffle.
I know you're an athlete, but come on.
The worst, too, is like when the Cupid Shuffle's starting and you've got people.
It's like, the dance floor is starting to flood now.
They're starting to get
here
out
they
there.
come.
And then there's people that are on the dance floor that like really want people out there, so they're trying to pull people. They're like, come here.
Yeah.
Isaiah.
No, come on. You
it's
got
the
this.
Cupid Shuffle. Come on. And I'm like, I would be out
to
there.
the right, to the left, man.
If I wanted to be out there. I don't need you. It's like the people that want you to get in the pool so bad. Get in the pool. Please get in the pool. Trust me, if I wanted to be in the pool, I'd be in the pool.
That's pretty good. And the second one seems to fit that theme a little bit.
This one's even worse. I cannot stand this song. Go ahead.
Yes.
The Village People, 1978.
Yes.
See, another one. I think that this song isn't a bad song, but I hate the YMCA hand signals.
Yeah, I know.
I just did it.
Did you see it? Dylan did it and I didn't.
And my take is it's going to be bad, but I think that it's the worst thing you can possibly do. Like at a football game, if the YMCA comes on, it feels like the wave to me. Like as a man, I don't want my hands going above my head. There's no reason for my hands to be up here. And when I have the YMCA, like it just makes me feel unmanly doing it. It's like the wave. I cannot get behind the YMCA. I'm not a YMCA guy.
I have a quick personal reason why I love the YMCA song.
I'd love to hear it.
I grew up in New York, and during the 7th inning stretch,
Isaiah just got nervous about his next song. Go ahead.
During Yankees games, the grounds crew do a choreographed dance, and it's to the YMCA song. I'm sure you guys did not know that.
That's corny as hell.
I enjoyed it as a child, and it just has stuck with me. I don't know if they still do it.
The Yankee Stadium?
Yeah. The grounds crew during the 7th inning stretch, they do a whole dance while they're raking the infield dirt, and it's to the YMCA song.
Not for me. Not for me.
That is
8-year-old Dylan thought it was great.
Well, 8-year-old Isaiah and 8-year-old Cole were sitting on our hands. We were not jumping. That sounds so beneath the Yankees too. Like they are like the pillar of baseball and all this history in this franchise, and they got the grounds crew doing the YMCA during the 7th inning stretch. Like, are they doing it during Take Me Out to the Ball? Is it before or after? How's that work?
I think it's before. And I wouldn't doubt it. They still do it because they still play. They still play Frank Sinatra after every game. New York, New York. So I'm sure
after every game or after every win.
After every game.
Okay.
They just play it.
Well, that's
when you're walking out.
That's got to be rough after a loss, being like, we're spreading the news. New York. All right.
Let's get to it.
Speaking of
my final one, and now this one I don't hate the song. Similar to the YMCA, I think that
no, you got to one of your top 3 worst songs.
You can have it be a good song and still hate it, and I hate this one for a very niche reason. Go ahead, Cole.
Oh man,
I know.
I didn't even know.
which is why you so appropriately tease, hey, so I grew up in New York, and it just so happens that it perfectly fits that Isaiah hates Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys.
And yet again, I like Jay-Z, and I like Alicia Keys.
You just don't like them together.
For a long time, I liked this song, but similarly for Dylan with Mr. Brightside, I have heard this song at the bar probably 1 million times, and the reaction that it gets, I don't need to hear everyone singing New York over and over again. And I'll even get more niche. There's a mix of this song with the Frank Sinatra song that you just see coming from a mile away. They'll do the New York, Frank Sinatra, and then the beat drops with Empire State of Mind. And I have heard that mix at the bar 1 million times, and I can't do it again.
Well, apparently, I don't go to the bar very often because I don't even know if I've heard that. And if I have, then...
I've heard it too many times.
Well, I got to hear it. That sounds like something I'd enjoy.
I'm going to look it up during the break.
You need to look it up, and it's wild because every time it comes, I know it's coming because I've heard it so many times, but the reaction's always the same. It's always everyone like, whoa, this is incredible. And I've heard it so many times, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I saw this coming 30 seconds ago.
We're also not in New York.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would be with you. Like, I'm a New Yorker, or born New Yorker. I've lived in Ohio for over 20 years now, but if I wasn't from New York, I don't think I would give two craps about that song. I'm surprised it had the wide world popularity that it had.
At least where I regularly used to visit, not so much anymore. Oh, it ruined it for me. Can't do it anymore. I would rank it number 3 of songs I wouldn't want to hear. You can put Cupid Shuffle, YMCA. Those are my top 2. Empire State of Mind, good song. Wouldn't mind listening to in the car. If it plays at the bar, oh man, I cannot stand the reaction.
But every song sounds better in the bar. Because you're with a bunch of people.
Yeah, but if everyone's going to react the same way, I can't do it. It's like Mr. Brightside. When everybody's going crazy for Mr. Brightside, it's the same reaction for me.
My problem with Mr. Brightside is that a bunch of football teams are trying to make it their thing. Like at the end of the third quarter, Michigan and Missouri both do it. And it's actually, because I was as I've already mentioned on the show, did radio in St. Louis. So I did radio in Missouri. The AD at Missouri came up with the idea to start doing Mr. Brightside because they had a non-conference game at Boston College, and Boston College was doing it, and they just stole it. They're like, this is a great... Look at this environment. We got to do this, too. Do it with your own damn song.
I feel like... I don't know if it's just because we're, the flagship station of the Buckeyes. I associate Mr. Brightside with Michigan doing it now.
Yeah.
Were they not the originators? I don't know.
I have no idea. Because so many teams do it. So, I love that song. I'll listen to it on the car drive home after this show. We got one more hour. I got my list. I promise you, at least 2 of these songs are terrible. I think all 3 are bad, but my list is going to be hard to argue with, and that's coming up next. Stick around, Fan Sports Sunday.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. New special guests in everything scarlet and gray. The Fan.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
With Aetna, I always get a quick answer, and I don't have to search on the internet. They go above and beyond to help me with whatever I need.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctor's offices when requested. We show up with access to convenient care options. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
It's March. Send it in, big fella. That means the greatest sports weekend of the year is coming, and the best place to set the puppies and watch the tournament is at Hollywood Casino Columbus. I'm Scotty Vegas, and Thursday through Sunday opening weekend, kiss the kids goodbye and hang out from noon to 5 with the Fan at the Hollywood Casino Sportsbook. A Bill Raftery impersonation contest, free throw games, free shirts, and more. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. Onions!
Need a roof you can count on? Ramos Roofing has protected homes and businesses throughout Ohio for almost 20 years. Whether it's a leaky roof, storm damage, new siding, or new gutters to protect your foundation, Ramos Roofing delivers quality materials, professional installation, and honest service every time. Get your free roof or exterior assessment today and ask about Ramos Roofing's no-interest financing options. Call 614-761-7663 or visit online at ramosroofingohio.com.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Isaiah Jacob. Yesterday, Ohio State rolled Indiana 91-78. Bruce Thornton scored 25 points and became the all-time scoring leader at Ohio State. The Buckeyes will be back in action this week in the Big Ten tournament. The Blue Jackets dropped a heartbreaker last night in overtime against the Utah Mammoth 5-4. The Jackets play the Kings tomorrow at 4 p.m. It's the snowstorm makeup game. Ohio State women's hoops lost to the 2-seed UCLA in the Big Ten tournament yesterday, 72-62. And then the Columbus Crew back in action yesterday, tied with Chicago 0-0. They travel to Nashville for their next test Saturday at 6:15. The Cleveland Cavaliers getting ready to tip off against the 2-seed in the East. The Celtics are in Cleveland. Jarrett Allen is out for the Cavs, while Donovan Mitchell is suiting up. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Are you still in your pajamas? We are. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
And in a last-second plot twist, Isaiah Jacob did that one live. I
didn't even notice.
We were
just for fun, you know?
Yeah.
Keep the vocals hot once in a while.
Keep the reps going, man.
Well, it's because the morning ones, I always say good morning.
Oh, that
and
makes
so
sense.
now it's the afternoon.
Once we hit 1 p.m.
I got to say good afternoon to start it.
Good afternoon.
What do you say for your noon update? Do you say good afternoon?
I said good morning.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm just saying in general.
Usually it would be good afternoon, but
right.
I didn't do the noon one live, so therefore it was good morning.
It's so funny. I was trying to explain to my 7-year-old what time of day noon is, and I was like, it's technically not afternoon because the phrasing is afternoon.
Good midday.
It's not the morning either. And she didn't understand. She's 7. She was like, I don't care, Dad. Why are you explaining this to me?
So
Leave me alone.
where are we at in life with the parenting?
What do you mean?
What are the big life lessons we're trying to teach right now? Probably like basic stuff like have we mastered the manners? Like when she goes over to, first of all, is she allowed to go over to her friend's house? At what age do we have sleepovers? Where are we at?
I believe so. I'm in a co-parenting situation, so I believe when she's at her mother's, she does go.
Do we have different rules?
Yes, she does go over to a lot of people's houses. When she's with me, she does not. What I'm struggling with recently is I'm a very sarcastic person, and I sometimes will be sarcastic to her, even though she's a small child. She is starting to pick it up and weaponize it against me, and I'm like, we're not playing this game.
But she can decipher that as sarcasm.
Yes, she's starting to get there. So now she's a smart ass child. Now we're trying to like, calm that down so that she's not just roasting me or her teachers all the time. But
more importantly, her teachers.
I fully take the blame as to why she's like that. Now we're trying to put out the fire. That's where we're at in life right now.
So is it like you don't want her going over to friends' houses and stuff because like you only get so much time with her because of the co-parenting? Basically,
it's very selfish. It's like, why would you spend time at someone else's house when you could be like, for example,
do you allow the friends to come over to your house?
She's at my parents' house right now.
Okay.
She asked to go over there, and I wanted to tell her no, just so I could spend time with her. But then I was like, if she doesn't spend time with the grandparents now, then when will she? So I was just like, fine, you can go. But I tried to guilt trip her. I was like, oh, you don't want to spend time with me? Fine. See you later. Bye.
Well, was she going to co-host this show? Like, I mean, you have somewhere to be for a few hours.
Right. So that's another reason why I let her spend the night last night. I was like, I'll make my Sunday easier when I'm doing the show. I won't have to figure out that situation.
How nice are the built-in babysitters of your parents living in the same town as you?
I mean, well, they don't. My parents live really far away. Not really far away. They live in Mount Gilead.
Where's that?
That's pretty far away.
It's like a full-blown hour away from here. Probably like 45 minutes from my place.
Oh, which direction?
North.
Okay.
Yes. But they because it's the middle of nowhere. It's funny. My dad had to go all the way.
Is that by Highland?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the high school that I went to. My dad went all the way to Lewis Center to buy boots. He wanted to go to the Red Wing boot store.
Going to the big city.
Yes, pretty much.
Big city shopping.
Which Lewis Center, I live in Dublin. It's not too far. So they were like, while we're down here, we might as well go to the house. And then she was like, I want to come over. And my mom was like, fine, come on over. And that's how that happened.
All right. Well, you had somewhere to be. So someone's got to be watching the 7-year-old. I'm going to round out this list. We have gone through and done the 3 worst songs. Dylan did his. Isaiah did his. Dylan offered us Mr. Brightside by The Killers, Thrift Shop by Macklemore, and Royals by Lord. Isaiah was quick to respond. Actually, he wasn't that quick to respond, but he texted me Cupid Shuffle, the YMCA by the Village People, and Empire State of Mind. So and all of those are associated with just large gatherings of people. Mine, all 3 of mine have nothing to do with Isaiah's. So Isaiah's was all about when we're all at the bar, when we're all hanging out, when we're at wedding receptions, all the songs that we play, and like everyone starts acting all weird. Mine has nothing to do with that. It's all just like radio play. It's all like you could be listening to it solo. Just 3 songs that were very, very popular, like extremely popular in some of these cases, that I thought all were trash. And so number 1 was extremely easy for me to come up with.
Hey, I just met you. This is crazy. But here's my number.
This one gets me going.
No. Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe, which was somewhere in the top 5 at the year end of 2012. I got another 2012 in here coming up next, actually. So apparently 2012 was just like a really bad year for me. So that would have put me at 13 years old. So we're talking 7th grade. Prior to her parlaying that into one of the worst ceremonial first pitches that you'll ever see in Tampa, Carly Rae Jepsen was butchering our ears with Call Me Maybe.
That's one of those songs that you had to be there, I think. And obviously you were there, but like now people don't understand the cultural magnitude that song had for about a whole month of our lives if you were alive in 2012.
Wasn't a good month. It was just a month.
It was a cultural movement, but a stupid song.
A cultural movement?
It was every, at that point, I think maybe it was Vine. I don't know what it was. There was a million videos to that song on whatever our social media platforms were.
Yes, there was some video social media platform. I don't know if it was just YouTube or if it was Vine that it specifically blew up on that platform.
So the year end number 2 in 2012 was Call Me Maybe. I liked number 1. Number 1 was Somebody That I Used to Know. That was a really, really good song.
Great song.
Number 2, Call Me Maybe. That was ass. All right. Also, I believe this one comes in at number 8 in 2012. So I guess 2012 was just a really bad year for me. But I couldn't escape this one either. And this song, I'm pretty sure, only has like the same 5 words in it. Rihanna's We Found Love is one of the worst songs that I've ever heard. The Calvin Harris part's fine. It'll start to pick up. Oh, hey, it's picking up, and it's going.
Yes.
And it just goes, and it just keeps on going. Isaiah's dancing back there.
I like this song. I'm going to be honest. I was vibing with it immediately. I've always liked this song.
This part's fine, but the Rihanna part, we can bump that.
So for me, and this could be wrong, people that are older than the 3 of us will probably argue with this. I feel like this time is like what kicked off like the DJ era, and Calvin Harris is like one of the bigger names in that field, for the lack of a better term. So I feel like this song was meant to just be played in the club, and then it just got so popular that they started playing it on the radio.
The 2010s were big for, I say that like it was so long ago. It was like 5 years ago. But the 2010s was big in terms of the like the EDM sort of movement. And so like
this is like one step below that. It's not I wouldn't really consider Calvin Harris EDM, but we're getting there.
I don't even think people know that Calvin Harris was on that song. Just at least I didn't.
Well, he's not. That's just his beat that he made. He just produced the song.
I guess. So those two were 1 and 2 no matter what. I had to kind of like do some research for number 3. There could have been a few options. So if you like this song, I'm not going to kill you for it. This isn't going to be one. This is definitely a song that you would hear at a wedding reception. So I guess this one would bleed a little bit into Isaiah's list. Although this one, the song I find really annoying. But if I'm at a wedding reception and I hear this song, I'm not like going up to the DJ and be like, hey, can you please turn this off? Like, skip to the next song, please. Shut Up and Dance is not a good song, bro. Like, his song's terrible.
I feel like this is like a poor man's version of a song that was on my list, Mr. Brightside. I feel like they have very similar effects.
I'd say so. And that's just one. Like, of course, it's going to be playing at wedding receptions because you have just like the whole thing is like Shut Up and Dance. And so that you're just trying to like, it's upbeat music. You're trying to get people on the dance floor. You're trying to like set the mood with people and just pick up the vibes a little bit. But if you are just driving around in your car, and I'm sorry to make you do this because you just did this, but if you're driving around in your car listening to that song, even for the 10 seconds that I just played, it's just like, dude, like, come on. So that's my list. I already forget which 3. I just erased them all from my thing. So I have to go research what I put. I got Call Me Maybe at number 1. That you could have woken me up in the middle of the night. Even with changing the clocks and the lack of sleep and my sleep schedule's all off, you could have woken me up in the middle of the night and said, what's the worst song ever? And I could have given you Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. I could have given you shortly thereafter We Found Love by Rihanna. I would have had to do the research on number 3, but I came up with, I believe, what are they called? Walking the Moon or Talking to the Moon or something like that. I didn't even know who sang that song until I was doing the research for number 3. But I came up with blah, 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 Shut Up and Dance.
I hate that one.
By the way,
Shut Up and Dance.
Thank
bad
you.
one.
All right,
That's a bad. I can when that one plays at the wedding. If I soon to be groom, if I get a couple vetoes, that one's getting vetoed. 100%.
So you wouldn't mind scrapping that?
I would 100%. That wouldn't. There was a 0% chance that wouldn't be vetoed.
By the way, I looked it up, and the reason why Call Me Maybe got popular was because Canadian Justin Bieber, the song was popular in Canada first. He heard it on the radio while he was dating Selena Gomez, and they both tweeted about it. And then she got a record deal, and the rest is history.
People who take their marching orders from celebrities need to get a grip on life. But, we're bat crap crazy sports fans, so people could say the same to us. As I am about to freak out on what the Baltimore Ravens are doing because they just have everything go their way all the time. We'll talk about it next, 97.1.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The fan.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years, and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL, 614-962-7355, or selltohometeam.com.
Ah, college. A time to broaden the mind, question, learn. A time to challenge the status quo. And eat a ridiculous amount of pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of The Ohio State University and the unofficial bank of pizza. Let's go Bucks! Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Hey, Aaron, what are those?
Those are what are known as toilets, Jerry.
Ha ha ha. I know they're toilets, but why are they sitting back to back like bookends?
Congratulations, Jerry. You said the magic word.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Bookends? Bookends is the magic word?
Take a seat, Jerry.
I choose this one.
A good choice. That is the world's most luxurious toilet.
Really? How much is it?
$6,500, including installation.
What? For $6,500, this thing would have to iron my shirts, shine my shoes, and sing happy birthday to me.
Get Eco.
ECO.
It does way more than that, Jerry.
I'm switching to the other one. How much is this one?
$650, including installation.
Wow, that's a great deal. What does it do?
It does exactly what you would expect, Jerry.
Huh. From $650 to $6,500. Eco has a toilet for everyone.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and you can always trust our HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement. As the Midwest's fastest growing 5-star bathroom remodeler, we're more than just transformations. We're a community driven by a mission to bring your dreams to life. Our installation team, part of the Baths R Us community, isn't just skilled. They're dedicated to respecting your home. Each day, they bring craftsmanship and hustle, turning your dream space, no matter the size, into reality. Together, we embrace a culture that values diversity, collaboration, and giving back. From supporting local projects to fostering a workplace where every voice is valued. Baths R Us is more than a company. It's a community of experts. We're also expanding locations to create more possibilities for homeowners across the Midwest. Wherever you are, you'll find us ready to turn your dreams into something you can see, feel, and enjoy every day. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are looking at sunnier skies as we head into this afternoon with high temperatures right around 60 here for today. And then for tomorrow, we'll see more sunshine and warmer temperatures back up to near 70 here for your Monday. And we'll keep 70s in the forecast here for Tuesday and Wednesday. However, we are tracking a good chance for showers and thunderstorms arriving for Tuesday night into Wednesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
You're listening to The Fan. It's Sunday. We're a sports station, and we shall call it Fan Sports Sunday.
So, in a weird turn of events, I actually discovered news a little bit late yesterday because my friends and I, our group chat's going all day long talking sports and just sending news to each other. I don't need I said news, Isaiah. I saw that face.
That was a little wild. That was wild for a second.
N-E-W-S.
That was wild for a second.
N-E-W-S.
I'm watching the Cavs game right now. I'm
Northeast,
locked
west,
in, but
south.
I swear. But I'm half watching you, half watching them. I'm hearing weird things.
Dylan didn't flinch. Isaiah about fainted back there. Sending news to each other.
It's like Matty Ice and his horror movies.
Oh, his horror movies that he watches? Hey, did you hear Matty Ice watching some horror movies?
That's what I just heard.
And I'm like, bro, there are 2 syllables in that word. What was I talking about? Oh,
NFL news.
The NFL news that me and my friends are all sending each other all the time. Although I got a nasty habit lately of sending my friends tweets that they've already sent in the chat because I just haven't read above. Like I'm on a massive cold streak with that, to be honest with you.
Sometimes in mine as well.
Yeah, and so now it's just become, now the punchline is, well, sorry, man, that I have a job. Like, sorry, I've been reading all your 10:30 in the morning chats all day long. When in reality, I guarantee you my work environment's way more chill than those.
By the way, I sent a tweet from Reimer to one of my group chats where he printed out conference tournament brackets.
Yeah.
And I asked one of my friends.
I actually appreciated that.
Who's obsessed with college basketball if he's doing that. And he said, I have a real job. I said, hey, so does Reimer.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Exactly.
I mean, we don't really be talking about college basketball like that on this station. So he is kind of doing that in his free time. But he has a real job.
He does.
How dare you?
And so, and he's got a wife and a daughter.
Yes.
And,
he just loves
raising a family. And
let him live.
But his favorite child's Caleb Wilson. Who's not playing any more basketball in North Carolina because he's done for the year and he's going to the league.
Anyway, let's get to that NFL news.
The Northeast, West, South news that me and my friends are all sending each other. So we got the chat blowing up all day long. And for whatever reason, I just completely missed this very key detail that personally affects me and the team that I root for, because my Pittsburgh Steelers, for the 27 years of my life, basically the number one team that's been in their way has been the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
And so I'm just scrolling through Instagram, doom scrolling as we call it, and I come across this picture that it was like 2 hours ago that it was posted. And I'm like, what idiot made this like graphic of Max Crosby in a Baltimore Ravens uniform? The NFL account posted it. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I missed this massive news, Northeast, West, South, NEWS news, that Max Crosby gets traded to Baltimore for 2 first-round picks. It's always them every single time. Calais Campbell, Roquan Smith, Max Crosby. I don't know if like every other GM in the league is just allergic to trades or something like that, or if they have some sort of blood oath with somebody that they always get the first phone call. This team, every single time, gets whatever stuff, and they're on the defense apparently, but they get everybody. So I don't know what on earth is the deal here, but Max Crosby, whose contract goes through 2029, I believe the guaranteed money only guarantees it through 2028, but I mean, let's just play ball and assume that Max Crosby is going to fulfill his contract isn't going to hold out, or whatever goofy stuff can happen. So we got 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 4 years of Max Crosby being a Baltimore Raven. So the interesting thing about this is that the number 14 pick that the Baltimore Ravens had now goes to the Raiders, who need like the biggest rebuild ever. But Max Crosby, who had a very fractured relationship with the organization because he was benched for the final 2 games. He thought that he could play hurt. The organization basically told him, no, you're too injured to play. We're going to shut you down. We're going to get this surgery. Raiders are obviously tanking for the number 1 pick in the draft, and they got it, and they're going to take Fernando Mendoza, so they're able to get their quarterback and move off of Geno Smith, who is in some weird like cyberbullying war with Wendy's right now. But Fernando Mendoza is going to go number 1 to the Raiders. They will also be able to add a piece at 14. But Max Crosby is one of the best edge rushers in the league. And from what I'm told by a relative who knows him, is like the best guy ever and is like super cool. So I like the guy. I just don't like him in Baltimore.
This, to me, is the ultimate mortgaging of your future trade. Because like you said, essentially the guaranteed money runs out after 2027. So I feel like he is not going to be there after 2027, or there'll be a we'll take two.
3, 2, 1.
Massive
Coming
restructuring.
Down in 3, 2, 1.
Massive restructuring of his deal. You give up your first round pick for this year and next year. I feel like that is probably right where Baltimore's window is with Lamar Jackson. I'm not sure how Lamar Jackson's going to look in 3 years. So essentially you're getting Crosby for 2 years. You're giving up your next 2 first round picks. Like, if they don't win in the next 2 years, they're never going to win it.
I kind of get that. And then from the Raiders' perspective, it's interesting because I'm always someone who, like, I'm not big on, like, culture and, like, talking about culture and all this stuff. I'm like, Max Crosby's one of the best edge rushers in the entire league, and you're going to trade him away because you're in a fight with him. Like, guess what? When he's on the field on Sundays, he's one of your best players. So I'm like, who cares about that? Like, is he going to hold out for the next 4 years?
Here's the thing.
No.
Tyvis has convinced me that edge rusher is the most overrated position in the NFL. And his argument is...
Can I predict the argument?
Yes.
They all rotate.
No, that's not his argument. That may be the case.
Even Myles Garrett rotates a decent amount, like
more than you'd think. Even
like
exactly.
I'm like, where's he at? I haven't seen him in a drive or two.
No, that's an interesting.
It's third down.
We do kind of like treat edge. Okay, so it's the quarterback, it's the left tackle, and then it's the defensive end.
Yes,
defensive line linebackers, they're rotating all game long. Yeah, Myles Garrett included.
They're probably not on the field as much as you think they are. His argument, though, is that there's never really a team that you build around the defensive end and then a few years down the road they win the championship. What's more likely is that you have this nice team and then you add the defensive end to be like the finishing touch on a championship piece. He would rather get the defensive end later and get other stuff figured out now than vice versa. And I feel like you said the logic most of the time is like quarterback, left tackle, defensive end, and he just thinks that it shouldn't be that high on the pecking order. And he actually kind of predicted the trading of Max Crosby. He wants the Raiders to also trade the number 1 overall pick and just have, he thinks their roster is so bad that they should just trade the number 1 overall pick too, and then just have all these first round picks for the next couple of years to try to fill holes. But yeah, I'm with him with the Max Crosby thing. It's like, they're nowhere close. A defensive end is more like a cherry on top of the sundae more than the actual ice cream. So just get rid of him, fill the other holes on your roster, and then worry about replacing him once you're closer to being a Super Bowl contender, hopefully in the next few years.
Okay, there's so much to respond to. First of all, we got to punk the Raiders because this team, as bad as their roster is, thought drafting Ashton Genty last year in the first round pick was a good draft pick. That's one of the dumbest things
Not
ever.
a good idea.
This whole like cherry on top of the sundae thing. No, like you took it too far with that. Because you do win football in the trenches. So, like, O-line, D-line, it's got to be pristine.
He says defensive tackle is more important nowadays than defensive end. But go on.
I'm not prepared to answer that. I mostly just...
look at
it depends on who it is. It depends... Well,
who are their edge rushers? Name them. Exactly.
I think it was DeMarcus Lawrence, right? He was one of them.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for that lifeline because, look, man,
he had a good year, too.
My brain can handle a lot of sports knowledge. It can. However, my brain functions season by season, and we're kind of like out of the NFL, so it's like, just quizzing me, hey, who's a Seahawks defensive end? I'm not ready for that. So, you know what? Come September, I'll be ready for that question. Right now, not even close. But this whole, like, don't build it around the defensive end. I get that. The defensive end is not going to be your number 1 priority. But the problem is that you already had him locked down for 4 years. And so it's like you already had him. You don't need to get rid of him necessarily. And this to go back to the whole culture thing, it's like, okay, yeah, Max Crosby is upset with you. I don't know why teams grant so many trade requests. Like, just say, no, you're our best player. We are worse without you. So... see you on Sunday.
I just think that they know they're not going to be good in the next couple of years. So it's like, why pay them one of the most expensive defensive players in the NFL to just be bad when they can take that money and try to improve the roster as a whole than just having Max Crosby on your roster, him get a bunch of sacks and you win 5 games. And then you're still not getting better because you have no cap room because you have Max Crosby.
More FC North conversation in 2 minutes. Stick around, 97.1.
There's an old story about cat toys that's been retold for over 20 years because it perfectly explains who we are. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Years ago, a couple who shared their house with 3 cats had another company out to look at their furnace. After working on it, the technician said it was dangerous and had to be replaced. The couple called Care for a second opinion, and my dad Mike went out to help them. When he inspected the furnace, the cause of the problem became obvious. A cat toy had been stuffed into the heat exchanger. With the toy removed, the furnace ran perfectly. Now, how did the toy get there? You can decide for yourself, but here's what mattered then and still matters now. The first company paid commissions to their service techs to sell new furnaces. At Care, we pay our technicians to fix furnaces, not sell you a new one. And if a new furnace is needed, our team of replacement specialists will advise you on all options available and help you make your best choice. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
Enough already.
We can do more.
Enough already. We can find a cure.
Enough already.
We can do better for our kids.
Enough already. We are relying on you.
We can come together to support Children's Cancer Research Fund, a national nonprofit dedicated to ending childhood cancer that is on the front line of breakthroughs. Because
it's enough already.
Go to childrenscancer.org today.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Coffee? These guys don't need coffee. They're jacked on life and Buckeye football. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
I gotta ask, is that rejoin true? Are you guys coffee drinkers?
Can be. Not regularly. Don't make it a habit. Honest to goodness, I think the cost of it is the thing that is the biggest deterrent from it.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to spend that? Like, the people who go to Starbucks and are in the drive-thru every single day. Like, are you rich?
I mean, my girl cries broke, and she literally goes to Starbucks every day. I'm like, that's why. Jeez, brew a pot at home. How about you, Isaiah?
Not a coffee drinker.
Yeah, your mic's on.
I looked down. I was like,
I'm like,
my mic on?
I hear his voice, but I hear him like I see him like going to like punch buttons. I'm like, dude, we can hear you.
Yeah, not a coffee drinker for me. I'm an energy drink guy, but I've been trying to scale that back. I used to be like a 1 monster a day guy, which was getting a bit out of hand. I've now scaled that back to like 2 or 3 a week. I was on coffee for a while when I was doing mornings before this.
I just think like you were on drugs. I was on coffee.
I was on coffee for a minute. I got off of it, thankfully. Haven't relapsed since.
It's funny that you phrase it like that because when regular energy drinkers or coffee drinkers ask me if I drink their beverage of choice, I respond by saying, no, I don't do drugs. And they get so upset. I'm like, caffeine is a drug that you are addicted to. Just accept it. It's fine.
That's true.
It's fine that you are. But as soon as you say that to someone who habitually drinks coffee or energy drinks, they're like, I'm not on drugs. Yeah, you are. It's called caffeine.
I think... I got no problem with that. I've always said I'd be a better American if I had a coffee addiction. I think that is one of like the most American things that you can be is a coffee addict.
I hate not drinking it because when you ask me, do you drink coffee? And I say no, it makes it feel like I think I'm above the coffee drinkers. I'm not.
I think I am. I don't need it.
That's fine.
Natural vibes, natural energy.
And then like the rejoin said, you're just high on life. I'm also not high on life either. I'm just tired and miserable at all times. But I'd rather.
But the coffee's supposed to cure that?
Yes, I'd rather be that than a drug addict.
Now I will say having a warm beverage in the morning. A warm beverage in the morning is nice.
Oh, you drink tea?
I do like hot tea.
Okay. Hot tea is where it's at.
I love hot tea. In the morning, if you drink a hot beverage, that's what makes coffee good. But for me, I don't do it.
See, my dad is like a pot a day coffee drinker, but
he's a pot addict?
Yes. Addicted to pot
a day
of coffee. But
I'm trying to follow your cadence here.
He will... I think he does it to prove it to himself. He will like cold turkey quit it for a month and drink hot tea instead. And then for the next 11 months, he's right back on his BS of drinking so much coffee every single day.
So that 1 month a year is just to prove that he can.
I don't know why he does it. I haven't really asked him, but it seems like every year he quits it cold turkey.
So when he comes back, it'll hit harder.
Maybe.
He wants that nice reset.
Oh. He's on coffee retention.
He goes cold turkey so that when he gets back on it, he's like, oh, yeah, it was starting to not really hit. Now it's hitting again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I support you if you got the own little cup, the little thing that you put in the Keurig machine. I support you there. If you're at home grinding your own coffee beans, I support you there too. I can't support you if you're in the Starbucks drive-thru every single day.
I spent 15 minutes in the Starbucks drive-thru line yesterday because my girl wanted some coffee and my daughter wanted a cake pop. But she does do it every day.
Wow, look, you actually gave in to your daughter for something because you kind of sound like this dude sounds like a drill sergeant at home.
Hey, a cake pop and a coffee sounds like the biggest waste of money I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was like $15.
A cake pop and a coffee.
Yes.
Those are two different people eating and drinking those two things.
Right.
Here's the thing. I'm kind of coffee illiterate, so it's like if someone ever says like, hey, I'm making a Starbucks run, you want anything? I'm like, yeah, just give me two. Like, I have to look at the menu. I don't have just like the coffee order off the top of my head. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. If I'm like my girlfriend, I keep saying she's addicted to Starbucks. I will screenshot her orders so that I know her favorite orders if I want to be a nice boyfriend and get her a coffee. There is no way I'm remembering all that jargon. I can't do it.
Oh, write it down.
Yeah, I said screenshot it.
Yeah, but then you got to be the person. All right, well, how do you feel about the people? Because I see people complain about these people, and I look, man, I come from a big family. So you just got to accept that if you go to the fast casual places, like a Piata, like a Chipotle, something like BB Bop, something like that, if you're going there, this is the risk that you run. And in this DoorDash, Uber Eats era, it's on. I support you for going and picking up your own stuff. But do not complain if there was somebody in front of you ordering for 5 people because he didn't drag his entire family out there with him and he said, I'll pick up the food. Just let me know what you want.
Yeah.
There's nothing to complain about with that.
You can't be shaming people for picking up food for their family.
Yeah.
Or this is where I thought you were going, where people go to places like that, and Starbucks included, and they don't know what they're ordering, and people like want to gatekeep it. Like, if you don't know exactly what you want, okay, if you're going to McDonald's or Wendy's and you don't know what you want, that's totally different. I feel like
no. It doesn't matter where you are.
I think
etiquette-wise, if you get to the front of the line, you have to know what you're getting when you get to the front of the line.
I know,
or you can step aside.
Getting, but I don't have the code ready. I done got the app up. I got to get the app up. I know what I'm getting. But when they say, what's
the
your
coupon code?
What's your code? I don't have the code.
Here's the thing. I think every fast food place or fast casual place, however you want it, you should probably get the app. I'm lazy about it with everything but McDonald's. McDonald's, it is very much worth it. Like, I'm getting free Happy Meals all the time using the McDonald's app. The points accumulate pretty quickly that it's worth just getting. All you do is open the app and tell them a number, or a lot of times my daughter likes going to the Play Place, so I order it on the little kiosk in there, and you just type in the number, and boom, we're racking up points. I would say we get a free Happy Meal like every 5 times we go.
Really?
Yes.
That's something that I got to be better at. When I shop at Target, I'm always putting in my phone number. I have no idea how many points that I've racked up. I could probably be like knocking out like a $60 to $80 trip at Target.
Probably.
So I got to do better, like getting my reward points. But I would like to shout out somebody because you brought this up. We're talking about the whole like etiquette thing. So, and I don't even know what I teased or who cares. But so last week went to Piata with the lady, and we got up to the front and we don't really know what we're ordering. So like we kind of step aside, but the people in front of us also didn't know what they were ordering. So they stepped aside. So I got to give them credit for that, because as much as it is kind of out of bounds to not know what you're ordering at the front of the line, I do think that if you at least have the decency to step aside, it is kind of cheating the system, but I think in a fair way that we can all kind of meet it in the middle, where if you get to the front of the line and you don't know what you're ordering, you can step aside, let somebody else go, but I think you can step back into the line and then be next up.
Yeah.
I don't think that's out of bounds.
You know, I'm just getting to the point where it's like, just let other people be. I feel like we're too hard on our fellow
No, because
human.
you don't want to be taken advantage of. That's something to like. You can't. And I'm not a confrontational person, so like I'm not going to be going to raising hell in some restaurant because somebody did something. Like I'm just not that type of guy. Like I don't have it in me. It's just if somebody does something that bothers me, I'm really good at letting things roll off my back because I'm just not the type of guy to like get up in somebody's face about it. But at the same time, you don't want to put yourself in a position to be taken advantage of by other people who clearly have no problem taking advantage of other people. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
So where do you compromise that?
Us talking about this, it reminded me, I ordered Wendy's. This was a couple of months back, and I think I ordered like the biggie bag, right? One of the biggie bags. So I just like my order was, can I get a junior bacon cheeseburger biggie bag, plain with barbecue sauce and a Coke? And the Wendy's worker said, "Thank you for ordering like you've been to a Wendy's before." Because I knew exactly what I wanted and how to order it. He didn't have to ask me any questions. And I was like, does this make me like a proficient human, or am I just a fat ass that knows exactly what they want at Wendy's and how to order? But I feel like it's in the same vein of like when you get to where the front of the line, I think you should know where you're ordering, dependent on the place though.
So you just rattled?
That's
hilarious.
Yes.
Every time I go, I know all the questions, but I wait for him to ask every single one. He's like, what's the sauce? I'm like, barbecue. And the next one, what drink do you want? I could tell him the order immediately, but I always wait. I always wait for the.
So why don't you?
Because I've never thought about it that way. I think I thought they liked asking the questions. I thought they had to.
I don't think they like it. I think.
Well, now that you know this information,
now I'll be rattling. I always wait. They're like, what would you like to drink? I'm like, a water. I know it's coming next. It's sauce. What would you like in your sauce? Oh, let's do barbecue this time, like I do every time.
it's interesting because when I'm at Chipotle, like I guess I could just like rattle, like go right down the line, like as I'm looking at, just act like you've been there before, but you don't want to like. Thanks for stealing my job, bro.
In that case, I feel like depending on what your Chipotle order is, that would be way too much for them to remember, and they're going to end up asking you anyway. So I just tell them when they get to the station before they ask, like, we're at the rice, boom, I want brown. We're at the meat, I want chicken. And I just tell them while they're there, but I'm not going to rattle off from rice to lettuce at the end and everything in between at once, if that makes sense. I'm telling them while they're at that station, I'm not going to rattle off my whole Chipotle order because they're probably going to forget.
Can I get chips and a drink too? When you're ordering rice? White rice, and then at the end, go ahead and give me chips.
Yes.
All right, 11 down, 1 to go. Stick around, Fan Sports Sunday.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan. Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, what are those?
Those are what are known as toilets, Jerry.
I know they're toilets, but why are they sitting back to back like bookends?
Congratulations, Jerry. You said the magic word.
Get Eco.
Bookends? Bookends is the magic word?
Take a seat, Jerry.
I choose this one.
A good choice. That is the world's most luxurious toilet.
Really? How much is it?
$6,500, including installation.
What? For $6,500, this thing would have to iron my shirts, shine my shoes, and sing happy birthday to me.
Get Eco.
It does way more than that, Jerry.
I'm switching to the other one. How much is this one?
$650, including installation.
Wow, that's a great deal. What does it do?
It does exactly what you would expect, Jerry.
Huh. From $650 to $6,500. Eco has a toilet for everyone.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and you can always trust our HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here. You've heard me talk about High Bank's award-winning spirits, but let's talk about the food. High Bank delivers incredible meals and handcrafted cocktails in a space that works for every part of your week. Start with happy hour, drinks with friends, come back for brunch worth planning your weekend around, then stay for dinner. And get this, kids eat half off every Monday. Great food, award-winning drinks, a reason to come back time and time again. Make a reservation today at a location near you at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers. Through CPR education and access to AEDs, nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Bishop and Friends.
Good double entendre out of you. Florida State Twins jumped in the pool. Well done. Put that on one of the rejoins. Very good job out of you.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much left because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and 32-ounce Yingling drafts for only $4. Take the Fan with you wherever you go with the Fan app. Download it now, or we'll find you. You bring your lunch money today? Good, give it to us. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, we play the game every week. Isaiah is going to throw it to break at 56:50, whether I am mid-sentence or not.
40 or 50?
56:40.
Okay.
I corrected him and then screwed it up.
That's what I thought.
All right.
So many mixed signs over here.
The show ends at 56:40, so I need you two to be good teammates and pass me the ball probably with like 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Don't give me 1 second and do not give me 45 seconds because I know what's coming. Because a couple weeks ago we did this and Jacob Reimer sitting right there and the ball gets passed to me to wrap the show and we got like 40 seconds left and I just got to like read standings or something like that. And I just got to be like, oh no. Last night the UMass Lowell Riverhawks beat the University of Albany Great Danes 81-76 and in the American East quarterfinal tournament. And on Tuesday the Riverhawks will advance. So give me the ball with a little bit of time left so I can establish a little bit of space. So we were talking in the commercial break about how, we talked earlier in the show about how Ohio State fans now all of a sudden are kind of entertaining the idea of being independent because they feel taken advantage of by all the low-level Big Ten schools. So after years of making fun of me for being a fan of an independent school, now you guys want in. Okay, whatever. But so we were talking about the betting odds and how Notre Dame, who people everywhere in this market, other markets all over the country, Notre Dame's an easy punching bag because they're always projected to be pretty high, but don't really break through into being like they haven't won a national championship since 1988, and so sometimes they even fall further than people expect. So they kind of get the fake news card, but here we are on March 8th of 2026 projecting next year's FBS championship. Who do you think is the leader in the clubhouse?
I mean, I know the answer to this. I don't know if
my Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Yes, Notre Dame.
And I'm declaring this. I'm ready for this type of pressure. In fact, I made this declaration. I said I want to put like $100 on them to win it all. And I'm not betting like every single Saturday or whatever, but I want the added elation if they win it, and I wanted it to sting even more if they lose. And so I just want I want one bet. Now I got to make sure that CJ Carr is healthy, and so I can't be like betting it now and then watch he goes into spring ball and he needs Tommy John or something like that. So I got to wait, but I think I want one bet. That'll be my only bet for the college football season. Let it ride the entire way, ride the wave. I do feel really, really good about the position that Notre Dame is going to be in with CJ Carr returning, who is also the Heisman favorite. The Ohio State Buckeyes, not a distant second place at all. So Notre Dame is plus 650. They are the odds-on favorite to win the championship. Ohio State plus 700. So it's all right there. Number 3 being Texas, who Ohio State is going to be very familiar with. They saw them once this past season. They're going to see them again early on this season. They are actually tied for second with Texas. So obviously those odds are going to shift around based on the outcome of that game, which I believe is their second game of the year.
Yes.
Am I correct? Ball State, because we keep talking about the Ball State ramp up. So we got Ball State game 1. We got Texas game 2.
That's correct.
Okay. So Notre Dame plus 650, and then Ohio State and Texas shared at plus 700.
Okay. I'm not going to say this next statement to throw shade at you in any way.
But
I think Notre Dame is partially the favorite because their schedule is so navigable this year. And
navigable, good word.
I don't see how they miss the playoff, especially with this new thing where if they're in the top 12, they're automatically in the playoff. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know how that deal got struck.
That goes into
thank
effect.
You.
So I feel like
our AD is our, like I'm on the team. Who cares? I say we an hour all the time with my favorite team. I don't even care.
What's his name again? I like his name, but I
Pete
never remember
Bavacqua.
it. Yes, great name.
He's on the committee.
Yes, I feel like there's no way they missed the playoffs, so that's part of it. Ohio State and Texas have to play each other. I feel like they're obviously both still going to get in. Indiana's next on this list. I thought that was very shocking.
Yeah, not far behind at plus 750.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Oregon is next at plus 850. I just feel like with Dante Moore coming back, there are people saying that he was the number 1 pick and not Fernando Mendoza. I feel like for the most part he was the second pick on mocks. But having someone like that come back at that position, I'm surprised that they are slated to be the 3rd best team in their own conference.
They should be above Indiana.
I agree.
Indiana's losing a ton. I mean, you're losing Mendoza. You have a new quarterback in. They're losing their top 2 weapons. Obviously they'll be able to revamp the team with Signetti, but bringing back your quarterback alone feels like that should be putting you above Indiana. The other question I have for you guys is Notre Dame right now. Do you think if you had to take over or under their seed in the playoff, if I gave you 4.5, do you think Notre Dame's going to be in the top 4 or outside of it? And then for Ohio State, 6.5.
Okay, Notre Dame's an under. I think Notre Dame's easy to say now. I think Notre Dame's going undefeated. So under 4.5 would mean they are a top 4 seed.
Yep.
So I got Notre Dame there. Ohio State's tough, man. And I don't want to just repeat everything that I said last year and just keep saying it until it's true, because that's not fair. So, but what I said last year was Ohio State lost so much talent on defense and offense for that matter, but they lost so much talent that I thought there is no way that Ohio State can be as good in 2025 as they were in 2024. And for a long stretch of time, they were. And so now with a bunch of that talent now moving on to the NFL as well, and some guys even playing up to a level we didn't expect. Like this time last year, we weren't talking about Arvell Reese going to the NFL. We weren't talking about maybe Caden McDonald, who certainly was a player people were looking forward to.
We didn't think Sonny Styles would be a top 10 pick. We knew he was great.
Right. And so, just basically having the same conversation now about the Buckeyes that we had a year ago, but I don't want to do it in an unfair way where I just keep saying it every single year, and then when it becomes true, it's like, see, I told you. It's like, okay, well, that's not how it works. But I am kind of in the position of like everything that I said last year that was proven wrong, I'm kind of carrying that over again. So the 6.5 is interesting because I kind of just accept that Ohio State is an 11-1 team every single year, and it's just figuring out which one is going to be the one. But I could see them losing multiple games this year.
I'm struggling with this. Schedule. Yes, because everyone wants to bring up how tough the schedule is, and it is tough, but I think we're over-exaggerating how tough it is just because how easy it was last year. It's just easy to compare last year's schedule to this year's schedule. So, like, the Big Ten normally is a gauntlet. It just wasn't last year. So, and they're still Ohio State. They're still going to be favored in every game they play except for maybe at Texas week 2. Besides that, I would be shocked if Ohio State isn't the favorite in every game they play. And that's the way it should be. They're Ohio State. They should be able to navigate the schedule and easily go. I see people saying they might be the first 9-3 team to make the playoff with the schedule. I just think that they're at least going 10-2, and then they'll get in the playoffs. Seeding wise, to answer your question, Isaiah, I would think that they would be higher than a 6 seed or 7 seed.
They got Oregon at home.
Yeah. So people, I think at Iowa is like one trap game that people are saying. At Indiana, I wouldn't really consider it a trap game because they're the defending national champions, but it's going to be a completely different roster.
That is no trap game.
At USC 2 weeks later after the bye week, then against Oregon here, and then a pretty navigable middle of November, and then the team up north at the end of November.
Ohio State is better than every single team on their schedule,
right?
Including Indiana, in my opinion.
Including Texas, I think. But the game's at Texas, and it's close enough.
I should slow down on Texas because in my window on my computer, I was only looking at the Big Ten. I kind of forgot Texas was on the schedule for a second.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm saying. It is a tough schedule. Indiana, bye week, USC, Oregon. They're going to be better than everybody. But the problem with that is you're going to have a worst game of the year, and you just hope it's not then. We appreciate you tuning in. Colbar team is Dylan Gonzalez, Isaiah Jacob, Fan Sports Sunday.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.